Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Finger Guns podcast with Tony, Dave, and James. Sans Dave. And that, I guess, is the full Christian name of our podcast. Dave.
Lifetime friend of the podcast, Dave. Got real upset with you.
Yeah, he did. So it's the Finger Guns podcast with Tony and James, since Dave is on paternity leave from a show that he doesn't get paid to do.
Exactly.
We're joined today. We have two special guests, which is very exciting. We're actually up to 4 people on a podcast, which is wild.
Yeah.
It's the most amount of people.
Supersize episode for Valentine's.
Supersize episode for Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Extra.
So welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Hi.
So happy to have you back.
I'm so happy.
We didn't scare you away the last time.
No,
you
you didn't. I fell in love.
Yes.
It's amazing. I'm here for it.
I love it. And we also have Daniel. Hi.
Hello. We're bringing the love this week. That's why we're here for Valentine's Day, right, Melissa?
Yes.
Love and hip gyrations.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking love
Goes
that.
with the
A
theme
lot
for
of
this
sweat.
week's movie, I think.
a lot of baby oil.
Lots of baby oil.
Yeah, so we got a good show lined up. How's everyone doing though? Before we get into things,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm
super hungover.
very hungover.
That's fair.
Yeah. It was a night.
We
So
had our
we're a little
Galentine's.
hungover.
Speaking of
Yes.
Valentine's, last night.
Galentine's.
Yes.
Galentine's.
Are you gonna drink again?
Not for another 5 years.
All right, sounds good.
By 5 years, you scale it down to like what, 5 hours?
Yeah, I'll have like a mimosa later.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. Do you want to just get to it?
Let's do it. Finger Guns podcast with Tony, Dave, and James.
Sounds Dave.
God. So do we want to start off with some best, my worst?
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Our classic,
Our
standard.
classic. Who wants to start?
I can go first.
All right,
since I'm
fantastic.
the
Do it.
Let's do it.
visiting new guest this week. So do we start with best?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's do best.
Okay, so my best, don't hate, is the Whitney Houston I Want to Dance with Somebody. I actually really enjoyed that film. I didn't think that I would, because I know they had made another Whitney Houston sort of like docu pick. I think it was with Lifetime.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of hate with it, but this one was actually really well produced.
Nice.
I just really liked the elements of like the music videos.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't, I don't know. It wasn't over dramatized. I really enjoyed it all over. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've
That's
never
awesome
seen
for sure.
it.
You're a big
really
Whitney
good.
Houston fan, aren't
Yeah.
you?
And
Yeah.
it was over 2 hours. And if anybody knows me, knows that I don't like watching movies that are more than an hour and 45
Same.
minutes.
Yeah,
But
that
I
makes
sat
sense.
in the theater and I really enjoyed it.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
you saw it in the theater too.
Fantastic.
That's the way.
Yeah.
That's
Love
definitely
it.
the way. That's awesome.
I do remember
Yes,
that other one that they did and that no one really liked
No,
it.
the family,
I
like her
don't even
family was
remember
really
that one.
upset by
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even remember that coming out.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember the backlash to it, and I was just like, oh, I guess don't bother with that. And so, no, it's good because like I've been meaning to watch it. Like I've been seeing it every once in a while. I'm like, maybe I should like sit down and actually like, give this a watch.
They told the story well.
The Tucci Man's in it, right? Stanley
He
Tucci?
is, he is.
Well, now
we
I have to.
Yeah, we have to watch it.
I do anything for Tooch.
The Tucci Man, for sure.
Oh man, that's a good pick.
It's a good
That's
pick for sure.
Way to start it off.
So you want me? Or you can go you?
You can go. Yeah,
All right.
that's fine. We'll go clockwise.
Clockwise. There you go. All right. For my best, we've talked about this. We talked about this last episode. It's a little film called Infinity Pool.
Yes, Tony. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
The fact. So first of all, the fact that both you and Dave see it on the same day but
We saw
separately?
So he saw the afternoon show and I
You
saw the
evening
night show.
Yeah. The fact that both of you saw it on the same day and both of you had to talk to me about it afterwards. Like I was going downtown and Dave called me
Yeah.
and was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I saw it by myself, which is always a good time. I strongly recommend if you ever want to just go see a movie, definitely go to the theater alone.
For Infinity Pool.
For
I
Infinity
hear
Pool,
it's all
obviously.
kinds of like messed up. I haven't.
It's on a scale of 1 to a Belko experiment, Daniel.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. That's trauma for Daniel.
Jesus Christ, James.
I know.
It's just I keep I feel like I'll I'll like it more because like I wasn't as like on it as you were.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've been reading a lot of essays on it, and I've been reading a lot of articles, like just like analyzing it and stuff. I feel like the next watch I'll really get into it because like it's been compared to The Shining. And I really like, I really like the symbolism behind that and like the similarities and stuff, and the way Cronenberg like does some of like the scenes, like especially like the orgy scenes. Yes, there's orgies in it, Daniel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like how he does it with the light, and he manipulates the light and like the fucking colors and stuff, and like almost like it's almost like
trip,
a kaleidoscope, and it's like a very bad trip. And just watching like,
which is like what it was, right? Because he like inhales the ayahuasca
or whatever the fuck he's inhaling. But like even that, when you keep seeing like different versions of him, and how he recognizes them and how he sees them and how he has to destroy him, and it's like he's furthering destroying himself as he gets deeper and deeper down. It's incredible, man. Fucking Brandon Cronenberg, like fucking
It works, man.
I'm so stupid excited.
It was it was just an experience that shouldn't exist, but it does. And I'm so happy that it does.
Exactly. And I'm glad I experienced. It's one of those movies where you definitely need to experience it alone.
Yeah.
Because like you need to feel the loneliness almost.
Oh yeah.
And like the isolation.
I'm definitely going to watch it again and I'll watch it alone. But like my theater was packed.
Oh, my theater was like half and half. There was like a family beside me, and I'm
That's
like,
whack.
what the fuck?
That's whack.
Did you see it, Melissa? Have you
Oh,
seen
absolutely not.
No,
okay.
she checked out. She's like, I'm not doing this.
That's fair.
Absolutely not. No.
There's definitely people in my theater that had absolutely no idea what they were getting in for. Like someone audibly said out loud, I think it was like, oh God, what part was it at? It was really early on in the film, and they were just like, "Oh, so it's going to be this type of movie." I was like,
what were you expecting?
Why are you here?
Oh man, the worst part about it is one of the guests. It's actually this Canadian actress from Kim's Convenience, and the entire movie. I saw her, and I was like, "Oh my God, I think that's Pastor Nina." Like that's fucking Pastor Nina.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really hope that's not Pastor Nina. And then the movie kept going on. Certain parts came up, and I was like, I really hope that's not Pastor Nina, because like Kim's Convenience fans are going to be really mad.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
I mean, no one is their character on another show.
No, I totally get it. It's just seeing her in like that kind of role in Kim's Convenience, a very wholesome character, to a very not so wholesome character. I like that. I like that range. I really enjoyed it for sure.
It's awesome. I'm so happy you saw it,
man.
and also just enjoyed the what the fuckness of it all. Because it's insane.
It's survivably insane. Melissa, what do you got for your best?
My best for the last 2 weeks is Moonstruck.
Yes.
It was my first time seeing it.
I
Why
love
did I
that
take
movie.
so long to see it? It was so good. And I'm a huge Nicolas Cage fan.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he was in it.
Oh, sorry. I do have
Nicolas Cage
I
fan.
have to bring back something that Dave said the moment I said that I saw Moonstruck. Oh, Norman Jewison. Sorry, just the way that I said it.
She's not going to get that
That's
reference,
fine.
James.
That's the director.
It's the director.
Oh, okay.
It's just the way that moment of Dave saying Norman Jewison like that lives in my head rent free. So I needed to bring it back for that moment.
All right. Well, yeah, no, it was great. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. I'm going to watch it every Valentine's Day now. It's so iconic.
It's in my top 10.
I love
that movie. Yeah.
It's so good.
And Cher is
so good.
everything.
Cher, Olympia Dukakis. I love them.
There's never enough Dukakis in anything.
I love her.
The wood hand, man. Like, I was not expecting that at all.
That was
your first time seeing it too?
That was my first time too.
God.
Tony.
Yeah.
I like there were some moments where I didn't quite understand why it was happening, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh yeah, like that doesn't make sense, but I'm here for it. So
Like what?
Yeah.
Like give me an example.
at the end when
Oh my
he
God,
was
the ending.
will you marry me? And I was wait, what?
Yeah,
like no, wait, what?
And then her ex-fiance is just supposed to be happy for them.
We let the ending just exist.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
but like
that
I'm
whole
here for it.
scene, like that whole kitchen scene from when she comes home, like till the end is like my favorite. Which like I just love it. Her changing in the room closet and she's yelling at her. And, oh, I love it.
I was just also dying because I was like, is this what it used to be like? Like you lived with your parents until you were like 40.
Oh yeah.
Like
It used to be like.
I was gonna say.
I guess
I feel like
that's
that's
true.
like it's coming around
that's
again.
coming
Well,
around
no, but I
again, for
mean,
sure.
like, no. Like, okay, no, there's no shame in living with your parents, but I'm saying like the Eastern European style of
100%.
like
Yeah, yeah.
you don't
Oh,
leave
yeah.
the house until you're married type thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like so, or like you don't move out on your own. Like,
Yeah.
you wait
Yeah,
until
yeah.
you're
Like,
married.
my
That's
parent-
what I
that
meant.
was my parents.
Yeah,
were
same
like
with
that.
same with ours.
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah. But yeah, I loved it. It's my best
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
Yes, that's a good
Nice.
choice.
Love that
It's a
movie.
very, very good choice.
Mhm.
Proud of you. I'm proud of you
Thanks.
proud of both of you for like finally getting rid of that blind spot that you had.
Oh, and Criterion Challenge 2023 has now begun.
Excellent.
That's number 1.
Oh, that's why I watched it
Yeah.
last year was because it
Yeah.
was Criterion.
Exactly.
For me.
It's not like my number 1 movie that I started with. Like
No,
I'm not
but-
going in fucking order this
Yeah.
time round.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think you're fine.
Definitely.
You can do it. And I mean, depending on what happens with a certain piece of news that we got, we might have to take a break from watching a lot of movies to watch very specific movies.
Exactly.
So we'll see.
We'll see. What do we got for best, James?
Yeah, what's yours?
I got to talk about Babylon.
Babylon.
Oh, I wanted to see that actually.
Fuck yes.
It's 3 hours and 9 minutes.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the past
Dude,
Daniel.
no, but okay,
cutoff.
look,
I may have
okay.
to do
It
it,
goes
in
by like a
parts,
bullet,
like
man.
2
Okay.
nights or something.
I did it in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Just because
You guys
it's a
suck.
commitment. Whatever. I watched
did
it at home.
One sitting at
Good
9
for
in the
you.
morning.
Good for
Oh, my
you.
God.
It is 3 hours long, but
3
I will
hours and
say
10 minutes, actually.
3 hours and 9 minutes. But that's fine.
All right. You know
And
what?
I was never bored. Not once was I bored in that entire movie. It moves along like as you said, like it moves along like a bullet. It's like a fucking freight train coming through your house. Like
Yeah,
it's
seriously.
insane. It's bombastic. It's over the top. Before you even get to the title card, it's the most batshit insane thing I've ever witnessed. Like
The
from
40
a
minute
major like
opening
Hollywood
sequence.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. It's nuts. There's shit. There's piss. There's an elephant.
What? Wait, what?
I'm not kidding.
There's elephant shit and wet works in the opening 10 minutes.
7 minutes in, and
Oh my God.
you've seen more than you've ever thought you were going to see in this movie.
Well, I'm definitely gonna have to watch this now.
That's like that movie we went to go see at TIFF, the one in the opening credits, that Tom Ford film. What was it?
Nocturnal Animals.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That opening, and I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, that was trauma.
Diego Calva's fucking great. He carries that
Margot
entire
Robbie,
movie.
man.
Margot Robbie's great.
Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt is crushing it as always. He's
Jesus
Brad
Christ.
Pitt, man.
Gene Smart, man.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, that monologue at the end when she perfectly like encapsulates like the whole arc of
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's character, like crushing.
Yeah.
Soul crushing, but so fucking beautiful.
There's so very much happening in that movie, and it's just like it's the only way I can describe it is if The Wolf of Wall Street, Boogie Nights, and Singing in the Rain all had a child, and its bastard love child from that orgy was this movie.
That's yeah.
It's
I'd say the social.
Intense.
and I mean like so look, it's great. The ending I don't love. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like I was talking to Dave yesterday about this as well, but like it's a little too on the nose, I think, if you understand like the history of film and cinema.
Yeah. And like the whole evolution of it. Right?
Yeah, the ending has this sequence that is like it. The entire message of this movie is just like it's all about like where cinema started and like how it changed and like looking back and reflecting on
and
the
how,
time
and how it's going to live
and
forever.
how it will
basically.
live forever and how even looking back on it, it can change the way that it actually happened to encapsulate different moments differently, but still reminisce and bring back memories of a time that existed. But it's a little bit too on the nose. Like it's like beating you over the head. Like it's like, yeah, we get it. Cinema's powerful, but it's like smacking you in the head with a fucking sledgehammer for like 5 minutes straight. And it's like, no, I got the message. I don't need this. But as Dave said to me, it's like, yeah, but you get the message. Would everybody get the message? I don't know. Tough to say.
That's rude.
Watch
He's
Babylon.
pointing at Daniel and I. That's rude.
You guys are the average movie watcher. Like you're the regular movie watcher.
I would
You're
like
like-
to
I
defend
think
that.
Melissa's probably more than
because
I. Oh yeah.
I'm married to you and we watch a lot of fucking movies.
Well, I'm sorry. We can go back to TV then.
No.
We can never go back.
No.
Oh, Christ.
No, look, it's movies and 90 Day Fiance. I get it.
Oh my God, yes. I love 90 Day Fiance.
This is not a 90 Day Fiance podcast.
No,
You
it
can
is
start
not.
that one on your own.
Exactly. Daniel, hit us with your meh.
Oh, yes. So my meh was the menu, actually.
What?
So
I'm leaving. I'm leaving this. I'm leaving.
Oh, I know why it's your meh, though.
It was a good movie.
I need to see that. I need to hear this.
It was like I didn't not enjoy it, but I did not like the ending.
What about the ending that you didn't like?
I don't know. I didn't like the way that it ended. It
Did it end like too abruptly?
yeah, like it just
you
kind
don't
of
like the resolution?
Yeah, I don't know. There was just something about the ending that kind of left me like wanting more or
Okay.
like
Yeah, that's
unsettled.
fair.
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
actually
In a way,
felt that way too.
like I
yes.
wasn't sure like when she got on.
Yeah,
I'm
you
allowed
can.
to-
Yes,
to
yeah,
talk
of
about the
course.
boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
She got on the boat and she was like having her burger,
Yeah.
and like I was
Spoiler
just like,
alerts to anybody who watched the menu or
yeah.
hasn't seen the menu.
And so I was just wondering, like,
That's really on you at this
is
point.
it going to be revealed that she actually was behind all of it, or
Right.
was she going to
Yes.
jump off the boat and kill
Okay, I
herself?
can
or,
see that.
You know what
I
I
can
mean?
see
And then
that.
it
That's
just
fair.
kind
It
of
just
just
kinda
like
ended.
ended
Yeah.
with the place up in flames. And
Mhm.
sorry for the spoiler alert, but
Yeah.
yeah. Also, I'm not a person that can handle like gory
Extreme
things.
violence. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So
There were moments like I don't think it took
I'm a
it
wimp
too
when it
far,
comes to
but
that, but some of
I
the
get
It
you.
wasn't Velcro
like,
experiment though.
no, but like I knew that certain things were coming, and
Yeah.
so I was like prepared to cover my eyes
Yeah,
and my
yeah.
ears.
Did you look it up? See where the violent parts were?
I checked it on
Of course you
IMDb.
did.
I
Yeah.
IMDb'd it
Yeah.
before.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
But it was good, but for me, it was just kind of a meh.
That's
but
fair.
it was a
That's
good
fair.
film.
See,
That's,
that's
no, that's
fair.
fair. That's a fair. I can accept that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can definitely accept that.
I mean,
for
I'm
sure.
fine with it being meh. If you put it
Yeah.
in worst, I would
no,
legitimately
it's
have to
still-
leave
I
it.
honestly
Yeah.
contemplated between the Whitney Houston and the Menu as my best.
Okay,
but
good.
I mean,
Yeah,
It's
I get
Whitney.
it. I get it. It's
I'm-
Whitney. Yeah.
yeah.
It's Whitney,
For me,
yeah.
it's Whitney. But yeah,
No, it's fair.
Oh
That's
my
fair. Sometimes
gosh.
those happen though. Where like
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't know. Is this really a meh?
that's what I was thinking.
Is this
Like,
a
it's
meh
not
or is it
really
a second
meh.
best?
It's a high meh.
Yeah,
It's a high meh.
Yeah.
High meh.
High.
Yeah, that's like last week. You
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
high meh.
I had a high meh.
Yeah.
And, like Tony was mad at me for putting it in meh. And I was just like, no, but it's high. It's high. It's up there.
Yeah, that definitely is not a meh movie.
What was your meh, Tony?
In honor of the Super Bowl, I watched a football movie.
Uh huh.
It definitely
80
has
for Brady.
80 for Brady. Definitely not.
Oh,
definitely
damn
not.
it.
I want to take my mom to see that. That sounds like something my mom would enjoy. No, it was The Water Boy.
Oh my god. You watched The Water Boy?
Buddy, that movie has not aged. But
Of course
fuck,
it
I was
hasn't.
gonna say
that
that's an
movie
oldie,
is still
right?
so
So old.
quotable.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man! Watching it and then just remembering it before they even say
Yeah.
it. It was nostalgia.
I
It was
still
real
say
nice.
Gatorade.
That's what I remember. It's like Mama's.
You guys are nerds.
We're just sitting here and we're like,
yeah. Yeah.
It's like, hip slap.
oh,
Jesus Christ. And Henry Winkler. Like,
Oh yeah.
what Mama don't know won't hurt. And then it like goes down and it's definitely not Henry Winkler's ass.
No.
So it's so obviously a fucking body double. Like,
I'm dying.
but like
Henry Winkler does not show butt cheek.
no, that's
for him and him alone.
That's in his
Apparently,
his
neither
nudity
do a
contract.
lot of the actors once we start talking about Magic Mike. But
Oh
anyway,
my
that's
God.
a whole other thing.
Yes. But it's so great. But like grain of salt.
Yeah.
That movie cannot be made today for
No.
sure. But like in Austin Powers, Jesus Christ.
Well,
and Adam Sandler's
yeah.
filmography, it's definitely high up for sure.
Yeah. I'm glad it still like kind of holds up in a way. Like
definitely
it's still
does. Like,
watchable.
it's still watchable.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still like I said, I watched it with one of my buddies last night, and we were going back and forth with the quoting. Like it's
Yeah.
it's almost like a Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, like
yeah.
that kind of era of Adam Sandler.
I need to revisit some of those early Sandman photos.
Fucking Big
I
Daddy.
love those Big
Definitely.
Daddy.
Big Daddy. Oh
Do you
my
remember
god.
how many times we watched Big Daddy when we were
abused
younger?
both our
That
fucking
VHS tape was
Yeah.
abused.
Oh my god.
We
Every-
fucking loved that movie.
I
Every
actually
time,
like
man.
that movie. We should
like
watch
that?
it.
I
yeah.
love
It's very
Big
good.
Daddy.
Well, freaking,
Yes.
she's on an Adam Sandler kick right now. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
She just wants to get.
I'm not like a huge Adam Sandler
Me
fan,
neither.
but like
The
some
Wedding
of his
Singer.
yeah, like
Ooh.
some Some of his films are okay.
Punch Drunk.
Punch Drunk. No,
So-
she hated Punch Drunk.
I didn't like that one
We
either.
can't talk about that one. I
no.
can go on a tangent about that
She
fucking movie.
hated
Oh,
it.
Oh my
no.
god, that movie made me so angry, and like I was just like visibly upset the whole time because I was so mad.
Okay, so we'll talk about Jack and Jill instead.
Yes, definitely. Jack and Jill grown up. She's a big grown ups fan.
No,
Oh,
stop.
I only like the
Speaking
first
of like
one.
Me
guilty
too.
pleasures, like fucking grown ups with this
I like
one.
only the first one though, and I like Mr. Deeds.
Oh,
I
I
haven't
like
seen
I do
Mr.
too.
Deeds in
We'll accept
years.
that. Yeah.
I like that one.
See, Sam Man, he's always fucking giving back.
Yeah.
Always.
Always. There's always
Melissa.
something that someone
Yeah.
enjoys.
What's your meh, Melissa?
Okay, my Met is Love and Other Drugs.
Oh my gosh.
Have you guys
I'm
seen
surprised
it?
you put that in fucking Matt.
It's not a worst. I
Oh.
don't think it was the worst movie I've ever seen. I just it was definitely a Met.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
It's with Anne Hathaway and Jake Gyllenhaal.
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 now,
Yeah.
Which one
yeah,
is it, James?
that is a mess.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
couldn't-
It's a huge mess. So
remember it.
it started, and I was like, okay, so he's a drug rep. Like, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
and then it just continued, and then he meets Anne Hathaway's character, and she has Parkinson's, and they tell you right away, it's not a secret,
Right.
and like, okay, cool. So like,
Which
it's
is definitely a
everything's open.
choice. You would think
Yeah.
that they would save that for like a big reveal kind of thing.
Which okay, but that would be like the stereotype.
Yeah.
So like,
So,
I was
like,
okay with it.
Yeah,
So I was okay with it, and the movie kept going, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, what is this movie about? Like, what is the movie about? What
Yeah.
like where is this? Where
Distill
is
it down to its main theme.
where's it going?
Yeah.
What's the goal? Like all stories have to have a goal, like
Yeah.
usually, and this one didn't have one. Like, I mean, what was it? Love? Like he wanted
It played to like sick girl versus like the
Right.
woman, the sick girl versus the womanizing man, and how
Okay.
the sick girl like trying to like changes like and
I just
have him come around, and then he's just like, oh, like you don't need
I
me,
just
like
can't.
he's
It
gonna
was just like-
yeah. He like
You'll
bring
bring
fun
him
without
around
me.
to like understanding human emotion
Yeah,
and love,
exactly.
stop being such a womanizer and fall in
Yeah.
love with someone.
Yeah.
But then he goes,
like,
but because he's
no,
but
hold on. And then at
Mhm.
the end,
Okay.
I just cannot. You guys have seen it?
yeah, go,
Yeah,
go.
no, I know you're good. I just want to make sure you've seen it. So when I say it, you'll understand how weird it is. So they break up,
Yeah.
and then he goes and has like a threesome, and then he wakes up, watches his sex tape with his ex-lover, and is like, I need to go get her back. And I'm just like, what?
that was his eureka moment.
That was
watching
it,
his
like-
sex tape.
Like, and so like that's what, like, just like think about what I just said. Like, what? He has
Yeah.
a threesome. Okay,
Ridiculous.
live your life. I'm
No,
I'm
no,
here
no.
for
Also,
that.
James-
We're a
But-
sex positive
James-
podcast.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Speaking of being sex positive, this movie like way ahead of its time for sex
Excellent.
there
positivity.
was so much nudity.
Gratuitous amounts
Yeah.
of nudity,
So
man.
much
And I was
sex.
shocked because it was Fox. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah.
Fox, man. Or no, yeah. So like gratuitous amounts of nudity,
Good for them.
insane amount.
It's just like that, and then after a movie having no goal or like it
Right.
wasn't going anywhere, and then that ending, I was like, this is not believable. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Oh,
I
don't forget
I
about
just
the
cannot.
side plot of him trying to cure Parkinson's too.
Also, that like,
Oh my God.
I can't.
Yeah.
What was this movie trying to be? It was definitely
Gonna
a
cure
meh.
it. He's gonna cure
Yeah.
Parkinson's.
That's a meh.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
huge meh.
that's a huge meh. That's a low end meh.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
feel
low
it.
end.
I feel it. That's awful.
Yeah.
Not awful, but like, why?
Yeah. What's your meh?
What about you, James?
Yeah. So my meh. I gotta go with Black Panther 2: Wakanda Forever,
Ah, that's unfortunate.
and I'm putting it in a meh.
Let's hear it. Me and Melissa have also seen it, so we
Yes.
can talk.
Have you
I
seen it,
haven't
Daniel?
seen it, but no. But it's okay. I probably won't.
It's Marvel. I don't expect
Yeah,
you to
I
be
mean,
watching it.
so
And
it's
like
already
almost
in
3
the
hours.
know,
Yeah.
First of all, yeah. Can we talk about how long that movie is? Because like, good God,
Yeah, I don't think it needed.
I saw
it
the
needed
first
that.
one though. I did see the first one in
Okay,
theaters,
it's good
but
because the first one's good.
Yeah.
First one's
definitely a good
amazing.
Gets better every time I watch it.
I
This
think
one?
so too.
No,
No.
I'm.
Okay.
I think part of my issue here is like I'm also fatigued. Like I don't
Super fatigued, man.
care anymore about Marvel, DC. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
I feel like after Endgame, it really went downhill.
well, and that, I
Nothing,
think that was
nothing compares to it other than Spider-Man, I would
other
say.
than Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was playing a lot on nostalgia. So I put that in
Yeah.
its own category of just like you were playing the hits and you played them well.
Mhm.
But that's fine. But you're playing a greatest hits album, you're not giving me something new. Like it was kind of a new story, but really it was a greatest hits
And
album.
plus, it wasn't like really playing into like Marvel's formula.
It's
It was
doing
more
its own
staying. It was
thing.
more staying in its sandbox, the
Yeah.
Spider-Man sandbox.
Yeah.
I mean.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So that being the one anomaly outside of after Endgame, like they haven't delivered anything that has like been super great.
Agreed.
WandaVision was kind of fun, but even that went on too long.
Yeah. Loki was decent.
Was decent.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Loki for the most part. I actually like watched it and had fun with it, but like everything else, it was just like one show, another show, another show, another show, a movie, and all of it has been like
you can't fucking skip anything because everything's fucking connected.
They're just
too
like
much.
pushing it all out. Yeah.
the content is too much, and it's all been mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been name me something that was a standout since then.
I can't think.
Not even fucking like Doctor Strange.
No. Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Cool that it was Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say Shang-Chi, but like I was really on board, and then they fucking killed it at the end with the CGI bullshit.
exactly.
Right? Like you should have kept that as like an ode to like 70s martial arts and like Bruce Lee and like that kind of shit.
So-
but then you brought in the CGI and fucked it all up.
Exactly. So I'm already fatigued, already not enjoying Wakanda Forever because I'm just like I know that they had a lot of heavy lifting that they had to do with this movie because we lost Chadwick.
Yeah.
I get it. They had to rewrite the entire fucking movie in order to like fit that in and like
Absolutely.
redo everything. Okay, fine. They get a slight amount of sympathy points for having to do all that work.
And I think they handled that really well.
I
They
think so
definitely
too.
did.
And like Angela Bassett, aces, and
Yeah,
she was
I
like
love
barely
her.
in the movie.
Love
Aces.
her. I know.
I was so shocked
she's
by
a
that
queen.
when I saw the Oscar nomination, and I was like, what? She's barely in this. And
Crushed it.
then I see the scene, and I was like, that's it. That's
Crushed
the
it.
reason.
Yeah. Everything else, like it takes like what 2 hours for the Black Panther to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
it's like 3/4 of the way into the
I
movie.
wouldn't be waiting that.
I'm like,
Bye-bye.
everything about and all the rest of the movie's trying to do is just like, all right, like we're at a point too where it's like there's these like you just brought up Namor,
Yeah.
who is a powerful demigod, let's call him, and we're just gonna let Wakanda just handle that on their own.
Yeah.
Like that's it's so hard to like do that now where it's like that there's so many more superheroes in the world and like it's no this is just this is a standalone you problem, but you're dealing with a fucking demigod. Like it was like
Namor was weird. Like I liked him as a character, and
So did
I liked what he stood for and like his angle and stuff. But like I still think Marvel it was still kind of messy.
yep.
Like-
And everything about that movie, everything else that was happening in the movie, all the side plots was setting up other shit.
Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
Ironheart. Great.
Right.
I don't care. I'm not watching her show.
Didn't like her as a character.
Here's what was it? Midnight Angel or whatever.
Yeah. Midnight Angel.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, Midnight Angels. That's setting up the Wakanda TV show.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Here's Julia Louis-Dreyfus again.
Honestly,
Nobody cares.
If you took her out completely,
Could have
like
removed all the white people.
could have removed them all.
Yeah.
Literally, everything. Like Dave said it the best. Everything slowed right the fuck down.
Every time
They
she
went
showed
back
up to Martin Freeman
Yeah.
and Julia Louis-Dreyfus doing whatever the fuck they were doing
I
in the United
agree.
States, grinded to a halt.
And you're like, and I know you're trying to set up fucking what is it, Thunderbolts,
yeah.
right? And you don't know if she's like actually like, is she like Amanda or no? That's DC.
That's
Anyways,
fine, but I get the
you-
comparison.
you
That's a
like
good analogy.
But you know what I mean? Like, you don't know if she's going to be a good guy, a bad guy. Is she going to be a villain? Is she going to send us fucking Thanos' brother? Like, who the fuck knows what's going on
Yeah.
anymore? And you know what? I just don't fucking
don't
care.
I don't care. Which is why it's sitting in a May, because I just don't care.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Danielle?
watch it if you want. I don't know.
I watched
but,
it. Me and Melissa, we enjoyed it for the most part, but like
Yeah.
we recognize that like, it's definitely not a perfect movie.
No.
Absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
it's not perfect.
And it
I
just
enjoyed
made
it.
it just
but-
made us want to watch the first one.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So
Daniel, what's your worst?
My worst, the most recent worst, is My Policeman, actually.
holy shit. All right, let's do this. Dave
Uh,
Dave saw this one at Tips, so I'm excited to hear somebody else's point of view on this movie.
I was intrigued
Mhm.
to see it. Interested to see Harry Styles,
Naturally.
acting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or not
Outside
acting.
of Don't Worry,
and
Darling.
Also
Yeah.
his butt.
Yeah.
But it
Were
was
were those scenes as intense as he described them to be?
they were like okay.
Just an
He has a nice
okay.
butt.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
But the movie itself was just boring. Like, I don't know. I felt like I was like waiting for it to like, I don't know,
Get
warm
going
up.
and stuff. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of, and then like just the whole like storyline of like them like I don't know, being together behind his like wife's back, and then like, I don't know, just the whole thing. And then the ending was so like,
It just like, it just fell
when
apart.
she, when she just all of a sudden is like, I'm leaving you. And like, I just did not like it. I was bored. Like I was on my phone for like half of the film.
I'm very surprised you watched it because it didn't sound like it's like I don't think you like it's almost like a period piece, right?
Yeah, and I sometimes do. Like I'm a Downton Abbey fan. I'm a Bridgerton. Like I like all of those.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
But I don't know. This one it was boring.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I heard from it too, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
It really, really wasn't great.
I was gonna say, have you seen it?
Have I seen it? No, I have zero interest in watching Harry Styles.
What did Dave say? I don't remember now.
Dave said it was like decent. He said Harry Styles was good, but like the movie itself was kind of like a wet fart.
Yeah.
Harry Styles was good. I
pretty
don't
much.
know about that.
It's a good way to sum it up.
A wet fart.
Yeah.
A wet fart.
So that's definitely not something I want to watch.
It's on Prime if you ever get interested.
It is. That's where I watched it. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's okay. I'll skip. It's in Daniel's worst.
It's a skip.
It's a skip.
It's a skip.
It's worst.
You know what? If you want to see Harry Styles' butt, you can just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
there you go.
Yeah,
You
Mr.
watch the whole
Skin.
movie.
Mr. Skin, there you go.
Yeah.
See the scene. There you go.
What's your worst?
Tony.
All right. So I was pretty excited to see this.
Yeah.
When it dropped on Shudder. There's a movie called Fear No Evil.
Okay.
Now let me try and sell you on this movie.
Try
like
to.
Shudder.
On this worst movie.
Like Shudder tried to sell this to me.
Okay.
When Lucifer is reincarnated as a teenage boy named Andrew, two archangels in human form are sent to stop him. Problem is, only Margaret knows she's actually the angel Michael. High schooler Julie hasn't realized that she's really the angel Gabriel.
Jesus.
Even worse, she's having dirty dreams about a classmate. You guessed it, Andrew.
What?
That seems like this is the
I'm
synopsis
not-
of
I'm
the
not done
film.
yet.
I'm like already confused.
So
Can the
confused.
angels get together in time to stop Satan? Robert La Loga's deliciously strange debut is filled with freaky must-see moments, including a sexy gay shower scene that's played for horror and a very bloody passion play.
What?
What?
That just seems like a lot.
Right?
Like,
so I'm
this
just like,
seems
holy
confusing.
shit, this is intense,
So
right?
we have Satan.
Yep.
He's back as Andrew
Yes.
and knows that he's Satan.
And knows he's Satan.
We have
And he's fucking with people too.
we have Michelle.
No, we have.
It's okay. She can just be Michelle.
Okay, this is
honestly.
Michelle.
It's
The
the
angel
worst,
Michelle.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, we have the Archangel Michael,
Mikhail.
whatever, as Michelle.
Yes.
Or whatever the fuck.
And then
we have
Julie
Julie
is
as Gabriel,
But
but Julie doesn't know that she's Gabriel. Great.
And
So
she's
she has to have,
crushing,
like, an
she's
awakening?
crushing. Yes.
Oh,
and she's
she's
crushing,
crushing
on
on
Andrew.
Andrew.
Is this movie
Got it.
like from the 70s?
It's from the 80s.
Okay,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
My favorite genre of horror. This movie was not. That seemed exciting to me because I was
Sure.
like, oh, that sounds batshit insane. It was not.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
was
terrible.
not. That gay shower scene that they're talking about
Yeah.
was the most cringe fest fucking thing I've
Was
ever
it
seen.
two girls or two guys?
It was two guys. It was
Oh.
like, so Andrew gets bullied a lot at school, right? So the one guy is fucking with him in the shower and said, "Oh hey," and goes over and tries to kiss him as like trying to prove to everyone that he's gay. Only Buddy is the devil, so he turns it around on him, and then it becomes like a power struggle kind of thing, and he like throws him up against the wall, and he like shoves his tongue so far down this guy's throat, and he's like choking, and it's like all weird because the guys are like laughing because they think
What?
it's a joke, but this guy's
This
actually
is
being
so
like raped
weird.
kind of
How is
thing.
that
Oh
funny?
my god.
It was very fucking weird. And then don't get me started on the
What?
passion play, because then the passion play,
Oh my
holy
God.
shit! Like everybody just like suddenly like it's almost like the crucifix thing around
the
the
crown of
the
thorns.
crown of
Yeah,
thorns.
yeah,
But then
yeah.
everyone suddenly has the crown of thorns, and they all start getting bloody, and everyone starts dying. It's fucking fucked.
Wow,
Wow.
that
Yeah.
sounds really
But
terrible.
the only
Really
saving grace is the 80s CGI cheese at the end when they're like
Yeah.
putting down like this like fucking it's like a staff kind of thing to like drain the energy away from the devil. It's buddy, you're looking at me. That's literally what it was.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah,
don't
don't
do
do
it.
it.
Shudder,
Just-
you let me down on this one.
That does not
I don't think
sound
Shudder
good.
let you down. I think you chose this movie. You
I
let
did.
yourself
and I got halfway through it, and I was like, "This is not the movie I expected it to be."
Yeah.
But I had to finish it.
Of course, you have
It's
to
funny
finish
because
it.
he sent me the synopsis. I remember you sending this to me, and I remember reading this, and I only read half of it because I was like, "Oh God, no!" I was like, "I'm not even going to just continue reading this because I'm already really confused,
Yeah.
and if I'm this confused reading the synopsis, I'm going to be super confused watching the movie."
Well, you're just confused in general.
I am.
But that's
I'm
a whole
Melissa,
other thing.
the girl who's always confused.
Yeah. You don't know what's going on.
What
half
was
the
your
time.
worst, Mrs. Confused?
My worst was a fun film called
Fun film.
The Do-Over.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Another Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Okay. I was so incredibly bored during this movie. I think it just shouldn't exist.
She's not a big fan of David Spade.
That's
no.
fair.
I'm not
I
either,
really-
I don't think David
honestly.
Spade
I'm
is a
not
fan of
either.
David Spade.
He's
No.
so unfunny and so uninteresting.
Unfunny.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to use uninteresting, unfunny. And yeah, he's just like the worst. And I just don't find him at all amusing in
Right.
anything he's in.
Yeah.
He's
And-
typical David Spade, like doing the
it's
same
okay-
bullshit he was doing in the 90s.
It's okay if
Right,
he's
right.
a side character. Like in The Grown-Ups, for example, as we literally just talked about it. He's a side character. So he's not like a main super
Right.
main.
Yeah.
But he was like one of the main two. Like he was a main. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was horrible. I hated it. And it was so incredibly stupid.
Yeah. That's
so
fair.
that's my worst
Love that.
for sure.
There's nothing
Alright.
more to say on it. It's just Garbo.
Yeah. It's
Throw it in the
Garbo.
bin.
And it's unfunny.
Chuck it in the bin.
Chuck it in the bin. It's unfunny.
I'm
Unfunny.
making that a word. It's unfunny.
Unfunny. Uninteresting.
I will say it's one of his better Netflix comedies, I would say.
Okay.
Because they've like followed but keep in mind, this was the folloa-up to Ridiculous 6. So the bar,
God.
the bar was already super fucking low.
What a hunk of garbage that was. Thanks for
Yeah.
reminding me about Ridiculous 6.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I forgot that existed.
Oh jeez.
Why? Why did you
His-
have to remind me?
James,
Sorry,
what's
boss.
your worst?
Hit us with your worst.
I am putting in my worst. Knock at the Cabin.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
What? No.
Oh. R.I.P.
Yeah. It's not good.
No.
Okay, look. It's
How's Batista? Is Batista good at least?
I
Batista's
wanted to
good.
see this. This is another one I have not seen.
I also
but
wanna see
I
it
want
too.
to see it.
Batista's good. It's well shot. It looks good because M. Night knows how to shoot a movie.
Of course.
He's not bad at shooting film.
No, he knows what he's
It
doing.
looks good.
Yeah.
It's just so uninteresting. It's like it's predictable to a fault of like, kind of like, and like at one point
But- What about the twist?
there isn't one. Spoiler. It's
Oh,
what you think is going to happen is exactly what happens.
No.
Like
Okay.
it's
Mm.
Well, it'll be out on
Okay.
VOD on
I was
Friday.
gonna say,
so-
we'll
Yeah.
wait till it comes
Yeah.
out. And
it's look, the performance, like Jonathan Groff is good.
Yeah.
Um,
he's one of the dads, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista is good. Rupert
Yeah.
Grint is good.
I heard he's the MVP of the movie.
He's
Oh,
very
yeah,
good.
I forgot he's in
Yeah.
it. The guy that plays.
He's very
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Like there's good performances in there.
I love that he's low key becoming like M. Night Shyamalan's muse.
Yeah, yeah. I'm okay with it though.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
fine. There's good performances in there. I wish the story did more with what it had.
That's
it was
really
just so
unfortunate.
like everything was just, you could call it from the beginning. You know exactly
Yeah.
what's going to happen. If you know just enough about that movie, I could tell you right now, tell me what you think is going to happen, and
Yeah.
you'd probably be 100% correct.
Oh
Is
my
it one of those
gosh.
films that like the trailer is basically the movie?
To an extent, I think the trailer kind of tells you exactly what's going on, which is more than
Is it
enough
true?
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah,
This
exactly.
fucking guy, man, I can't understand how he is so good at getting your ass in the seat, but he's so bad at delivering.
So bad at the delivering. He
Yeah.
hasn't been able to deliver properly in a long time.
Yeah.
Do I like this more than Old?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
That's-
I
that's
really
a
don't
compliment.
like Old.
Yeah, 'cause
the only thing I liked about
my-
Old was watching it all together
Of
because
course.
it was hilarious.
It's hilarious watching it.
Have
yeah.
you seen Old, Daniel? Oh
I
my
have
god,
not.
you need to see it now.
It's,
Yeah.
You need-
it's,
Yeah.
it's
infuriating
batshit.
to watch.
It's so insane.
You have to
Yeah.
watch it.
Okay.
There's so much going on that is just like, there's a lot of like, it's cringe at points and like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
And just straight up ridiculous, man.
This is more, this is better than old. It's not like that ridiculous and it's not that cringe and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like the dialogue's better. Like it actually has a decent script this time, which is usually I hate M. Night's fucking dialogue.
Can't write dialogue.
No, he can. But like in this case, it was co-written by him and someone else.
Okay.
So I think that helped because like the dialogue is better.
Yeah.
That it didn't take me out of the movie, unlike old, where it was like they would say a line and I was like, what? Like
That does not make
just
sense.
the delivery doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This one, at least, like it flows. It's just its biggest fault was it's predictable. And
Sad times.
that kind of makes it a little boring because like there's not enough material there to make it interesting. It's just like, oh, I guess that's what's going to happen. And it does.
Yeah.
And
Well,
like
that's really disappointing.
there's threads that they could have pulled at that would have been like, there's a moment, and I'm going to try to do this as spoiler free as I possibly can.
Mhm.
There's a moment in there where I was like, oh, that is an interesting thread to follow. And then they just didn't do anything with it. It was right there.
Yeah.
And they could have just started pulling on that thread and digging a little bit deeper. But they just kind of like left it as like, ooh, what if? And it's like, yeah, what if? Why are we not
Answer the question.
What if?
Yes.
Shit.
So yeah,
rough.
that's in my worst. And I ended up giving it 2.5 because like it is well shot and well acted. It's just like story wise, not
A wet
Bullshit.
fart.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a wet fart.
It's a wet one.
Yeah. So that wraps up our best, my worst. Oh my gosh, guys, well done. We got through it.
Well done. Daniel, good job, buddy.
And
Is it that time
it is always that time. It's time to be El Creepo for a moment.
for the Shutter Minute?
What is that? I'm scared.
Evil lurking deep inside, its darkness knows no limit. So listen closely if you dare. This is the Shudder Minute.
So Tony, what did you watch on Shudder? What did they gift you with this week?
They gifted us with the Canadian horror film that everyone's going up buzzing.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
There was another one I wanted to talk about, but I feel like the only choice is this movie. It's of course Skinnamarink.
Skinnamarink.
Can you give us a synopsis for Daniel?
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
I'll just look it up while you talk about it.
No. So basically, it's about two children.
Yep.
Who are looking for their parents in their house. It is dark. They've woken up from sleep, right?
Yep.
They've woken up from sleep. They're in pitch black. They can't find it. They just want to find their parents. And it's like almost like a found footage kind of film as they get deeper into the dark. And you know how it plays to the fact of when you were a kid, when you were in the dark always played tricks on you. So it plays with that, and it plays with like the isolation and how nothing feels real.
Yep.
So as they get throughout the house, the windows and the doors keep disappearing, and they keep losing themselves in this house. And they're trying to look for their parents.
Or at one point, a toilet disappears.
Yeah.
That is actually
and this
scary.
this reoccurring cartoon just keeps fucking playing, and it's.
I'm just disappointed that you said that they didn't play the song.
They didn't play the song.
No,
I was
they
really
did
upset
not.
with that.
They
I
did
feel
not
like
have
that
the
was
rights to that song.
Oh, that would make sense. You know the song?
Of course.
It was a
Okay.
super low budget film.
Yeah.
Super low budget.
I don't like tearing down Canadian cinema.
I still remember the action too.
There's something going on about this fucking song.
I love it.
We only got a minute, guys. Come on.
It's not the Shudder half hour.
I hate tearing down Canadian cinema. As a filmmaker,
So do I.
I like supporting. I do my
Same.
best to support Canadian cinema.
I went to the theaters, man, to see that movie.
And
Same.
You know what? I'm glad I didn't pay for it because it's
Well, yeah.
It's I hate saying this because a lot of I read a lot of the comments on Letterboxd. If you want to get laugh, read the reviews on Letterboxd, and like even just read the comments on the reviews because people are tearing down each other for having opinions about this fucking movie. Because all the snobs are just like, oh, it's baby's first experimental movie, or you know, like you're not like woke enough for fucking experimental stuff. Like, the movie just wasn't exciting.
Yep.
Like I was bored out of my mind.
Yep.
And the thing that pissed me off the most, and I'll sound like a complete pretentious prick, but the camera movements made no sense. who is behind the camera? If you're gonna have a found footage movie, you can't just have the was it the
That was
entity
exactly what I said.
was it the
That's
fucking
what- yeah,
entity
that's
in
what
the
you
fucking
said.
house
Yep.
that was like controlling the
It
camera?
didn't make any
because
sense.
if that's what it is, that's a pretty weak fucking thing to go on.
Didn't make any sense. Where the cameras were placed, how they were moving, none of it made any fucking
None of it,
sense.
and it just didn't make sense because if it was going to be found footage and you're going to have it in that time, that I'm assuming it was the 90s,
Yeah.
right? So have a camcorder. Don't have a Super 16, man.
Yeah.
No one's going to be fucking going through a house with a Super 16 camera.
And also, yeah, every single scare was a jump scare. Everything.
I wouldn't even say there was anything. There was only one jump scare.
Which one got you?
Was
it the phone?
No, it wasn't the phone. It was the thing on the ceiling. Where it was like they were
the thing of the
focusing and there's like,
yeah.
Like, it was almost like a fucking like the
Yeah.
carry thing
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
with the mirror. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, man. De Palma made that look famous.
Yeah.
You're not
That was
doing
a nice sound.
And I mean, like it was intense. It was intense when it was like when the kid was in the bedroom and it was
Yeah.
like, look under the bed.
Okay, yeah.
It was fucking creepy.
Oh, for sure, Creepzilla, and like you see
But
like
it was,
the
like,
faint,
moments of it.
the
Yeah.
faint doll and the
Yeah.
black, because you're like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Right.
But like honestly, boring is a really good. Like I was bored.
I can't believe you sat through in the theater. I would have just fucking
My
fallen
test in
right
the theater
asleep,
because
man.
like I don't have my phone on me and like I'm not. Well, I have my phone on me, but I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
You're not
you're not
trash.
trash.
I'm not trash, but like I always have my watch on me, and like my watch will like only go up a certain amount based on like my dial movement.
Yeah.
I checked my watch 4 times during that movie. I'm just like, what the fuck time is it? How much longer do I have? No, like just absolutely no.
Yeah.
I don't like tearing it down, and like I gave it an extra bit because it is Canadian and it's low
Yeah.
budget, and they tried, and it's something different. It's something new, but
Exactly, and that's what I'm gonna say in my my review on Letterboxd, that like I can appreciate that he tried to do something new.
Yeah.
But
just didn't work.
I couldn't get on board.
Nope.
And your rating is gonna be a hell of a lot nicer than mine. I feel bad. I feel so bad about it, but like I tried.
Mine has an extra star for being Canadian.
Exactly.
That's literally 1 whole star for being Canadian.
So the critics and everyone are saying like this is the scariest movie in a while.
No.
I don't think so. Definitely give it a shot if you're into that. But if you're looking for like one of the scariest movies of the year or scariest movies in the last couple of years, definitely don't look at this one.
Absolutely.
And that is the Shutter Minute,
Excellent.
or the Shutter 10.
Shutter 10 minutes.
Are we ready?
Are we
Thanks,
ready for a
man.
mix? Hey, Meg, thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank
And
you
thanks
for
to
giving.
Shutter.
And thanks to Shutter. They're always the gift just keeps on giving.
Throwing us screeners left and right, and I
Left
always
and right.
appreciate whenever they do.
I will support you guys to the end as long as you
Heck
support
yeah.
us too. Thank you so much, Shutter.
Yeah. Sponsored by Shutter.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the
Shudder.
podcast. The company Shutter. We're ready to move on to our main segment.
I think we're
We're
ready.
ready.
We're ready.
We're going to talk about a magician, I think.
Yeah.
3 movies all about a magician.
About a magician, the best magician,
The
actually,
best, the
Yeah.
best magician. He pulls a lot of things out of somewhere.
out of somewhere.
He sure does.
Magic Mike,
Yeah.
the last
Yes.
Magic Mike, or as someone said it to me, Magic Mike, save the last dance.
I mean,
Yes.
honestly, pretty much.
Or Magic Mike
Yeah.
step up.
Yeah, I was
step
gonna
up
say
to the
step
magic.
up. Step up 3D.
100% step up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I think we need to start back at the beginning here.
Yes.
Yes.
Back to the beginning.
And what year was it? 2012, I think.
The
first one?
That was a hell of a year, 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
2012, Mr. Soderbergh delivered something
Quite experimental at the time.
quite experimental. A little film called Magic Mike.
That set everybody ablaze and forever moistened
Theater seats.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. I was like, where am I going with that? I'm about to drop a really fucking dirty word. I need to follow it up. Fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you for that assist.
I mean, look, I had never seen Magic Mike until like this
Oh,
week.
really?
This was my
Okay.
I jumped right through the hoops on all
Oh
3 of
my
them in a
God.
row. I did Magic Mike, the Magic Mike XXL, and then we saw Magic Mike The Last Dance. Like I
Yeah.
just did it back to back, which I think is the right way to watch Magic Mike.
Definitely.
Just really load up on it.
Oh.
But
I love the wordplay.
yeah, I'm
it's doing a
living.
lot of heavy lifting. But the first one, experimental is definitely the word. And like, it was a hit, but for all the reasons that the movie was not going for. Like, sure, the dancing was hot, but that wasn't like the main plot of that movie. The main plot of that movie was a mess.
Yeah, it really was.
And
Definitely.
it just kept trying to do shit. Like, it was like, oh,
he wants to be a furniture, like he wants to have his own business.
Furniture business,
But
yeah.
who's the main character? Because it's also this like weird, like A Star Is Born movie about young
Alex
guy.
Pettyfer, yeah.
Alex Pettyfer. And
I feel like the spotlight kept being like, it was like the three of them fighting for who was going to be the lead.
Who
like
was your third?
McConaughey.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could also
And
say
then
the
there was that
McConaughey,
plot
like
because he was trying to take the show
exactly
elsewhere.
right. Like there's too many like conflicting. Like it was almost like it should have been like an episodic TV show because like you can't have that many fucking A, B, C, D stories in this fucking movie. Like you're
There's
following
so
all over
much
the place.
going on. There's so much going on.
Exactly.
And like it took way too long to get to sort of like we're at the peak of the A Star Is Born hill. We're like, oh, he's hit too hard and now he's like falling down the back slope and now there's just drugs everywhere. But that was never really focused on, except
that was never
kinda.
really fleshed out.
Yeah.
There's like moments here and there.
What made me the most mad, like I've watched the movie more than once, but it was the end when he has to pay. Well, hold on, not the actual end. The actual end is another story.
Okay,
but
let's
the
start with the
end,
pre-end.
Act 3 turning point.
the pre-end when he has to give 10 grand of his savings, his life savings, and then there's no. Like, you don't feel good about it later. Like, he's not paid back or anything like that. Like, it's just,
he doesn't even seem that gracious by it.
No,
like,
nothing. He's like,
thanks, man. You're my best friend.
Thanks a lot, dude. I was like,
pay you
bro,
back.
are you okay? $10,000?
I've only known you like how, because the movie is only a span of
it's only like 3 months.
3 months, right?
It's 3 months, and I was like, wow. And he's like, I don't even want that money back. I was like, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Sir, your credit score is in the toilet. You don't have enough to start your business. You just gave away 10 grand. You don't want it back. What is your plan?
I cannot even. It just like made me mad. And like, I know that's the like his character is supposed to be like the Alex Pettyfer's character is supposed to be, oh yeah, thanks, dude. Like you really did me a solid. Like I'll pay every penny. Like, and we all know he's not. No. Like that's his character because he's trash.
He's trash.
But like it just pissed me off, and I was just like, oh my god, what is happening? When is this over? And then it ends, and then it ends. Like,
yeah.
Then it's let's what are we gonna do for 7 hours?
I really want pancakes, but this place that I really want to go to is only at 7 a.m.
I cannot.
Wait, okay, hold on. I have. So I wrote this down.
This is perfect.
I wrote this down.
I've been waiting for this moment.
Me too. I wrote. What does yours say? Mine says. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. This is what I wrote down to the cast. The casting team that like did the casting for this movie.
To the casting director.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, so in order to get this role, all you have to do is look like you're contemplating whether or not you have to take a shit. So, okay, ready, go? Okay, great. That looks great. Okay, you got it. Like,
I honestly feel like they like went out and picked this girl off of the beach, and then like she inconveniently scheduled to have like root canal surgery for the movie because the entire time
she had like a locked jaw.
Yeah, she was like talking like she had like a lump in her face, and I remember the first time I saw the movie in theaters, I was so fixated. I was like, "What's wrong with her face?"
Yeah,
like why?
She always looked so upset.
It literally looked like she had dental surgery.
Or yes,
and then just her whole vibe in the movie just made me like very.
Her whole vibe was that. I can replay that moment, like on the. When they're on the fucking sandbar island, Olivia Munn is like trying to see her tattoos. I'm just like, what? Why is this moment so cringe? What is happening?
So cringe.
Like, get away.
She was super cringe.
All of the dialogue with that girl, every scene in that girl in it is cringe.
Terrible.
It's so
everything.
Cringe.
So I have 2 fun facts about that girl.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Somebody get it when I'm talking.
Yeah.
So 2 fun facts. I said this to Melissa. Watching the movie, I was like, holy shit, man. Like Channing Tatum, like he is so charming.
Cody Horn.
There you go.
Yes, that's it.
So he could literally he could make a fucking wooden board moist.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You can charm the pants off anybody.
Right. And it makes sense because this girl's talent for acting is a wooden board. And fun fact about this actress. This actress is actually the daughter of one of the big execs at Warner Brothers. You want to know where she came from? That's where she came from.
That makes
Literally, the
sense
first
now.
line on her Letterboxd bio is the daughter of Warner Brothers president and COO Alan Horn.
There you go.
There you go.
Nepotism.
Yeah, she's the worst. part
Mr.
of that
Soderbergh,
movie,
you
She
put this girl
is.
in your movie.
Every
You
time
want
she
the
was
money
on
for this movie? You need to put my daughter as the lead.
every time she was on screen, I just was like rolling my eyes.
In terms of the like, because let's be real, I went to see this movie to see the stripping.
Of course.
Yeah,
This was during like our peak, like
Yes.
dirty, sexy phase.
Yes.
More so when this came out, so we were all about the
Shout out
strippers.
to Dirty Sexy at Fly Nightclub in Toronto.
Nice.
If you know,
to
you
Fly
know.
Nightclub. But in terms of like this franchise, this was the best stripping, like for me.
For the stripping part.
Like the nudity, like this, the first one was the best. It was all like so downhill from the first one, in my opinion.
In terms of stripping, because then it turned into dance, which I'm fine with. But in terms of stripping,
and I'll talk about that when we talk about the third movie. No, don't put. Anyway, okay, I'll save
We'll get
it.
there. Yeah, save it.
there.
Put a pin in that.
Put a
But
pin in that.
I agree with you, though, in terms of stripping, though, because in terms of stripping, this was the most strip-focused one, where it was like you were in a club that was designed to, and that was its whole purpose.
And you were experiencing it and seeing them like strip and like, I don't know. For
it
me,
wasn't a performance piece.
Right.
It was, but like it
was more about the actual stripping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So for me, that was
Yes.
the peak of that.
And I think it was like inventive and it was fun and it was like, woo! It's a lot of clothes coming off.
A lot of thongs and
lot of
ass
thongs.
cheeks.
I
Lot
was
of thongs.
obviously
I was
here for
living.
all of
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
here for that.
Yeah.
But
Everything else that was happening around it was so
fucking
much.
Dick
And
Johnson.
I didn't like, I don't know what it's called. Like, I'm sure you guys obviously know because you're like the movie, like, geeks, whatever word you want. But I literally wrote, why is it yellow? Because the whole...
Oh yeah, the color palette.
It's all
coloring.
yellow.
Yeah.
Like I'm
The
like we're in
coloring.
Florida. I want to see the blue
Are we in
sky.
Mexico?
It was
This
it
is
had
the
like
Mexico color
it had
palette.
like a yellow
palette.
sepia kind of like
Yeah, when they're going to, especially when they're going to Sandbar, it's just
Yeah.
like
They needed to let you know that they were in a beachy area.
Like
Oh
I was
my
like,
God,
are you
it's
trying to
so
be
bad.
an indie film? Like what's happening?
we don't know what it was trying to be.
Yeah.
It was trying to be a lot of things.
That's the problem with Soderbergh with this one. He tried to do too many different things. He didn't know.
many.
It was just he didn't know. Like half the movie is one thing, and then the other half is another thing. He's shooting it in this raw, gritty style, like the style he usually goes for, right? He wants realism. That was in his realism phase, kind of thing, right? But
which like that scene where like they go to the frat house and he leaves the drugs. It's like it's super like intense.
Oh, for sure.
Especially when shit hits the fan.
When
there,
shit
and
hits
they're
the
like,
fan and
they're
it
in the
takes a
car and they're like
turn.
yelling in the car. Like
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's not just
Exactly.
like haha men stripping now.
Yeah.
It's like it's gone down this road.
It just took way too long to get there,
Yeah. For
sure.
and then it had to like wrap itself up right afterwards, and like it just lost itself somewhere in that plot. But anyway, like the some of the way that it was shot was good. It was just.
it was just weird, man.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
very. It didn't. The problem that I have
Yeah.
with the first one is just didn't know what it wanted to be.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Whereas, and I think that's a fun segue
Yeah, it's a
into
fun
Magic
segue.
Mike XXL.
Mhm.
Magic Mike XXL knew exactly what it wanted to
Yes.
be, and it did it. It
For
just
sure.
went.
It was
yep.
fun when I saw the first one like probably 3 times, or like that was probably my third time rewatching it, and then the second one I had only ever seen once when it came out.
Yeah.
And so rewatching it, I was like, oh, this is like a fun movie.
It's fun.
Like it's fun. Like when they're on the
having a
bus
blast.
and they're taking ecstasy and they're all like woo, like on the bus. Like I was like, this movie,
That
like they're just having a good
scene.
time.
It's like the Blues Brothers with
Best-
strippers, man.
Exactly.
Like
The
it's
Backstreet Boys scene.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I love that.
The
Or like when
Backstreet
they
Boys
go,
scene.
I was
No
living
notes.
for them doing like the ballroom voguing at the
Yeah.
drag show, like
Yes.
on stage. Like it was just like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was so like they were just
Agreed.
having a blast.
Yeah.
They knew exactly like they looked at the first one and went, okay, everyone loved the stripping stuff and the fun aspects of it.
Yeah.
Let's just crank that to 11 and go for it. And they did. None of it matters.
But
None
they
of it makes
toned
any
down
sense.
the stripping though. There was
Yeah.
It was more. It was almost more like they were selling the experience and the fantasy, right?
Became-
There was
yeah, it
not
became a
enough
performance.
Yeah.
male rear nudity. I'm going to say it.
Correct.
There was not. It was there. It was a little bit there,
Yeah.
but compared to the first one,
Agreed.
we were already like this. And
Yeah.
don't even get me started on the third
Why
one.
are you wearing so
I
many
will-
clothes? I'm just confused.
Correct. And like even what the fuck is his name? Tito?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Tito's character,
Alex
I'll get it.
Rodriguez.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that's what it is.
Where he's like, where he does like the weird food
Oh
thing.
no,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
like
yeah.
with the whipped cream and stuff, but he's got his pants on the whole time.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
know.
What are we doing?
They
The
all
only two people
did.
that, well,
Oh yeah, they put on like an underwear. Let's be real. Like
yeah.
there was still a lot of clothes.
Yes,
Channing
absolutely.
Tatum
Adam
went down.
Rodriguez is Tito.
Oh, Adam, sorry, thank you.
Channing Tatum went down to nothing in the end of that one. Like he had, that was fine. Well, I guess it was like boxers though, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah,
But it was
I'm
also
with you.
all at the end.
It was all at the
Yes.
end.
Like,
I appreciate
throughout
the last
the
30
whole
minutes
movie,
was,
it was like-
that
yeah.
ending, yeah.
the last 30 minutes was bananas, and it just nonstop.
I was
But-
I will not lie. We started the movie and I was kind of bored, and then when it started to get going, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is fun. I get it.
Yeah,
Like I get it now. And the ecstasy scene on the bus is my favorite because
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like throwing the costumes out the window, and the whole time and the phones, when they throw their phones out, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah.
And like I
like
was
your
just like
business.
cringing.
Yeah, like
Your whole
seriously.
business.
Like, dude, like what the fuck?
What's
And
going
then
on?
when they were throwing the costumes out, I was like, okay, like I'm so glad a bunch of broke guys are going to go do this show, and they have no money to get there and no money this.
yeah.
And they're just
gonna charm
throwing
their
out
way.
Yeah.
their costumes, and I was like, "Oh no!"
They don't need money when you're gorgeous, I guess. Also, big shout outs to Donald Glover.
Honestly, like he was everything. Like he stole the
Yes.
fucking show, man.
He's so good.
my God.
Jada
So
Pinkett.
good.
And
Jada.
I
Literally,
love
she's
Jada.
great too.
R.I.P. to Twitch.
Oh yeah.
I literally could. As soon as he showed up on screen, I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot he was in this movie!" And like, oh my god, I just like love him, and it was so nice to see him in
Also-
this film. Like I
Yeah.
forgot.
Correct me if I'm wrong or not, but in the scene where they're at like the whatever you want to call it, the brothel or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
that she owns, then
the house stripping show.
There's
Yeah.
one guy that's doing like a strip tease on
Yeah.
a girl, if you want to call it that. Is that the guy who hosts
Yes,
with Kelly
Yes.
Ripa, Michael?
I saw that. I saw
No.
that tooth gap from a mile away.
And I was like, is
What?
that the live with Michael and Kelly guy being a stripper?
Oh my god, I didn't recognize.
Yeah.
Like I didn't recognize him.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's him.
wow.
That was
Yeah.
before he was hosting, obviously. But I was
Wow.
like,
Michael Strahan, yeah.
wow.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I do appreciate my XXL being like a really like progressively inclusive movie though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my god,
For sure.
yes. It was
Yeah.
and it actually that's one of the things I will say about like these three films. It got progressively like inclusive as the films went on. Like the second one and the third too.
Well, the third one was so
Like-
much after that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. At
just
this
like
point,
a
it's like,
different
oh,
time.
this is needed. But like back
Yeah.
then, like what was
Yeah.
it, 2016? That
yeah,
XXL
but
came
like
out?
it's just nice, like finally that it's being more inclusive.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was
Mhm,
it was extremely sexual.
Yes.
Like, I was
None
like,
of it was like
like
none
I
of
was
those
I
moments were
was
played for
fucking
laughs
turned
either.
on
Like
for
it was
most
like,
for most
yeah.
of those scenes.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, especially like towards the end. Yeah, it's fucking weird hearing. No, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just like the way they move and they
Yeah.
like play with like they're selling the female in the fantasy. Like when
Yes.
Matt Bomer's like serenading that woman.
Which is also hilarious that
Which
it's
is-
Matt Bomer.
well,
I
it's
love that
not-
it's
it's
Matt
I
not
Bomer.
even-
know,
So
but
fucking funny.
he's like so hot. I can't.
Yeah.
When he's serenading the rich girl in the house.
Yeah.
Like that scene is so fucking hot.
Yeah.
And like the
Andy McDowell.
No, it was her friend, and then Andy
yes.
McDowell gets
yes,
charged.
yeah, when he's
Oh,
singing
and the
to her.
fucking-
I
my
just
God.
I loved Andy McDowell in this
Same.
movie. Like her character was such a
too.
vibe
Yeah.
with the drunk
Yes.
rich
Yeah.
lady
Yeah.
cougar. I
And, like,
loved
the
it.
side plot with like Big Richie, and he's trying to find like the vagina that can hold his dick.
Yeah.
I love
And
him.
they're like, oh, did you find your
He
glass
is-
slipper?
Such a glass
Yeah.
slipper. I was-
Holy
He's so
shit.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
Big
a
shout out
body
to
for
Dave
days.
for meeting Joe Manganiello.
I
Best
love
picture
him. His body
ever.
is.
Yeah.
But and I was just so fascinated with this is gonna get really nerdy, Daniel.
Mm.
I was so impressed with the camera movement in the convention and the way
yeah,
that
yeah,
the
yeah,
That
yeah.
was really
It was
nerdy.
well shot.
Sure.
No, it was
just
well
like
shot.
because like it's on a crane and it's weaving in
Yep.
and out. I definitely don't want to be the first AD on that fucking day.
Nope.
But honestly, just the way it focuses on the one stage and then the camera comes out and then
Yeah.
you see the spotlight on Jada Pinkett and then
Yeah.
it goes into the next one and they're just playing with those one shots.
Yeah.
I love the fact about the one shots from how it went from like the first Magic Mike to the second
Yeah.
to the to the third of just seeing the dance and the movement, the choreography.
Yeah, agreed.
It was fan-fucking-tastic.
Peak cinema.
Peak cinema.
XXL is good. It's better than the first one.
It's better than the
You
first
think?
one. It's better than the first one for sure.
I think
It's
In
better than
terms
the
of
first
like
movie.
the movie,
Yes.
yeah, and
Yes.
you're
I'm not
right,
saying
it is.
like we agree that Magic Mike 1 has the better stripping in it.
No, as the overall movie,
Yeah.
I agree.
The quality of XXL is better
I agree.
than Magic Mike OG. But I think now we have to discuss
The third one.
The third one.
The
Like
last
Magic Mike Save the
dance.
Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance.
Save the Last Dance. Step up.
Yeah. Step up to
Step up to
Boogaloo.
Save the Last Dance.
There you go.
Step up to the Last Dance. I
Means
love
like
it.
so you think you can dance with like their contemporary dance numbers.
Off the top, I need to mention the fucking voiceover.
Fuck that
I
stupid
know.
voiceover.
I know.
Oh, the voiceover was the
It
worst.
grinded that movie to a
It
fucking
made
halt.
me
It did.
so
Every
mad.
single
Every
time.
time.
And it's like, oh, this moment's getting good. The music's great. The dance is good. Voiceover. What the fuck? Stop talking.
Yeah, every time
Stop it.
the voice started coming, I was like, oh no, stop.
Stop.
Like it was so, the movie was like fine, and then like the voiceover really just
We
ruined
literally,
it.
me and you fucking
Yeah.
rolled our eyes collectively
every
every
time,
fucking time.
every time.
I just, why was it there? I don't know why it needed to be there. It just doesn't make any sense why that was in it. I will say actually, and like I also didn't like the fact that like, oh, they were like, here's the OG cast on Zoom.
Yes,
Oh.
that's in my notes. I literally wrote the sloppy Zoom cameos
Yeah.
of Matt Bomber and the other strippers. It was like a tease for me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh,
Agreed.
Yes.
are they going to reunite in London and strip?
Right.
No, that's
No.
I was
it.
gonna call
That
him in
was
like
it.
a last minute
1
Hail
minute.
That's
Mary
what
or
I
something.
thought. I
Yeah.
thought they were gonna bring them
Yeah.
in like last minute or something because they couldn't find the end to their show.
Right.
So like
Same.
I was like waiting for that, and it didn't happen. I was so disappointed because
So-
I liked those characters.
So did I.
And like Matt Balmer in that little Zoom call, hilarious. I loved it.
Right?
Yeah, it was
like
great.
it was great. Exactly.
Even Kevin Nash and that
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
thing was just hilarious too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I even liked like the way that the movie started. I was like on board. I'm like, oh, cool. Channing Tatum's a sugar baby. That's fun, and he's got a sugar mama.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Love that, and it's Salma Hayek,
But it was
and
like
we're here for
not,
that.
it was not what I was anticipating. Like I
No.
didn't
No,
before I went to the movie, I didn't really look up any kind of
I
background
don't think
info
No,
on the
same.
movie,
We
so I
didn't
didn't really know what to like. I kind of knew what I wanted to expect.
Yeah.
It was not like I felt like they were trying to make it into something way bigger,
yeah,
and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Did you
why
guys-
are you doing like? Why are you making Magic Mike into like a Broadway thing?
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it was like if you put Magic Mike on your movie, like especially because you have the other two movies, you're anticipating what it's going to be,
Yeah.
and then I just felt like they shouldn't have called it Magic Mike if this is what it was because it just didn't feel like
That's
a
what I
Magic
felt.
Mike
That's
movie.
what I said.
It doesn't.
It
I
didn't
said
feel
that.
like a Magic Mike
Mhm.
movie. It felt like Step
It just
Up. or
felt like a movie.
Like it felt
was
kind
its
of like a
own movie.
prequel. Like it
Yes.
should have been like a, I don't know.
No, but it felt like its own movie.
It was like giving
Like,
me like
it shouldn't-
midlife
you're
crisis vibes, honestly.
Yes,
like,
yes,
for
you're right.
Both of them. Like
You're so right.
Salma Hayek was having her own,
Yeah.
and like Channing Tatum, which he still looks good for his age, honestly.
Yeah.
He definitely
I'm here
he looks like a
for
trio
him.
for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sit on my
but-
face. Like, I'm here for Channing Tatum.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Fantastic. It's fine. It's fine. I'll
Tony.
take it. I'll accept it.
Although it's funny because my friend that I went with, she kept making a point while we were watching the movie that she was like, this whole movie is so dark. Like the actual lighting is dark because everybody's old. And so they don't want them to see like,
Yes.
like they're in
Yeah.
the dark because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
we're old. We want to
Yeah.
hide like in the dark.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
she literally said it like 3 times. Like she's like, everyone's in the dark because they're old. They don't want to like be seen. But I don't know. It was just,
I have another
Did
pet
you-
peeve.
Oh, okay. Go for
What's
it.
a pet peeve?
So first of all, I do want to ask if anyone knows how much water did they
literally.
use?
Oh my God.
Honestly,
Like, that was
can
a
I just say
pool.
though, that was my
Yeah.
favorite scene out of the whole
It
movie.
was
100%.
beautiful.
The rest of it was
Beautiful.
not.
Second favorite scene.
What's your first?
Oh,
We'll
the
get to that.
opening
We'll
scene.
get to that in a sec.
I agree.
But
I'm on
that,
board with
the
that.
dance with the ballerina.
Amazing.
I love that.
Amazing.
That was the hottest thing in the
Yeah,
whole
it
movie.
was
The
so
rest was
good.
like
So
Like I was
fucking
just
hot.
like, oh fuck, all right, like let's
right.
fucking
Okay.
go.
and it was
I'm
long.
here.
Like I thought it was
go.
gonna be like a quick thing. It was like
Nobody.
long.
It was.
It was
yes.
beautiful.
It was fantastic.
However, here's my pet peeve on this. I fucking hate when a movie that I've literally just spent the last I don't know, over an hour watching, gives me flashbacks of the movie that I just spent an hour and a bit watching.
Yes.
I was there.
Yes.
I remember.
Yes.
I know what
was the
Selma
other-
Hayek's
what-
character is thinking. I know what Channing Tatum's doing with this entire moment. I get it.
Yeah, it's-
Why am I seeing the flashbacks? Like, did we forget what
Just
happened at the
driving it-
beginning of the
driving it
movie?
home.
yes, yes.
Fuck, man. Like,
Oh,
stop
man.
it, Soderbergh. I know what happened. I was there. I was with you.
He's just not
Yes.
trusting the audience. He's like,
Seriously.
did you guys wake up? Wake the fuck up. This is what
By
we're
the way,
trying
this
to
is
do.
hot. Everything
This is
else
hot.
up
It's
to
hot.
here.
Exactly.
God.
Oh man. Yeah, no, definitely the second because like that opening scene,
The opening scene
yeah.
was so
dance,
hot.
holy shit!
Yeah.
Like
Why
was
can't I
moist.
remember it? What's the opening?
It's when
dance?
he-
when he gives the dance to Selma Hayek
dance
for the
to
first
Selma
time.
Hayek.
Just her-
No,
What?
yeah, but the water one was way better. That one
Oh,
was kind
yeah.
of like
I'm with-
weird. Like I thought they were gonna like actually like have sex or like whatever, but it was
Well,
literally
they
just
did.
like,
They
like
did.
they did. But I mean, like they just like kind of interpretively danced around her house for like 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
I was like, and like literally again, my friend that I went with, Marcia Wu, she literally
shout-outs.
she turned to me and she's like, "What is this?" Like she was like confused from the get-go. Like she knew from the get-go that this was not going to be the Magic Mike that she wanted it to be, and she was a very disappointed pregnant lady, I'll have you know, by the end of that movie.
Unfortunately.
It was not what her hormones were wanting
Yeah.
at that
You know
night.
what?
That's
We
fair.
all agree though, because
We
Speaking
want
of-
nudity.
speaking of getting
Where
hormones.
is the nudity?
nudity.
Nudity. Like
Oh my
there
God.
was no
Just not enough.
like taking off your shirt. Okay,
No.
thanks. Like
No.
That's a Tuesday.
we're
Like-
in a Magic
Yeah.
Mike movie, and I'll
Yes.
say it again. Like I want a butt. There was no butt.
Yeah, there was
I
no
want
butt.
a
There was
butt.
no butt.
There was no butt. There should have been more butt.
There was that girl's butt at the end. She had a nice butt.
She did.
But I
She
was
did
like-
have a
she
really
did.
nice butt.
Fantastic, but
Yeah.
But you're right. There was not enough butt.
I just
There was no butt.
I wish I
Again.
saw Selma Hayek's butt. To be honest with you,
like-
Agreed.
again, it was Soderbergh just like we just came off of XXL saying like it was a movie that knew exactly what it wanted to be and it did it,
Yeah.
and we went backwards I think with this one where it didn't quite know what the fuck it wanted to do. Like there was like a divorce drama happening. There was
Yes.
the kid with the voiceover.
Yes.
There
Oh,
was like the
voiceover.
theater.
I hated that
Was it
daughter.
hers? Was it not
I
hers?
hated her. She's so
they,
Gen Z.
they tried to
Gen Z.
do. I feel like they tried to do a legacy sequel and
Yeah.
try and do like a mature. Like,
Yeah.
to show that he's matured.
Yeah.
Right, because that's why he focused a lot more on the love story between that versus the dancers. Because I kind of like how he did it, but it almost is less like you focused on this at the expense of bringing in all these dancers that are completely faceless.
Yep.
Like
No-
in,
no
the,
one
in the
matters.
second one,
No one
they did
matters.
such a great job
Yeah.
of humanizing the dancers and
Yeah.
giving everyone a story.
Yeah.
Even the ones in the little whorehouse in Texas. That's what I think.
The best little whorehouse in Texas. Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah.
Even those guys, you
Yeah.
only saw them for a little bit, but they were still humanized,
Yeah,
right?
they were. You're right.
This
You
was
go into
just
you go into the third
men.
one. You're
You didn't
focusing
have the
on this love story,
connection,
but
yeah.
you don't have a connection to
It's
these
just
guys. They're just
None of
faceless
the-
men.
None of
right?
the dancers, never got to know them.
Yeah, and the only ones that I really pointed out was like discount Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And that really
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah.
right?
No, it was like that entire montage too of like finding the dancers and then the
Yeah.
weird. They became a weird Ocean's 11 heist movie.
Yeah, it goes into the fucking ocean. I was reading the comments
my
before we saw the
God.
movie, and I saw that it's like, oh, this is Soderbergh's ode to Ocean's 12, and I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? And then all of a sudden they go into
Yeah.
a full out heist mode.
Yeah. Like it was just like there was so much. There was so much going on that it
So
didn't
much.
like it lacked its focus.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it tried to come together at the end, and it kind of did, but like the dancing wasn't all that hot anyway, except for the one scene with
Yes.
Channing Tatum. And
Yes.
it's like, oh, Channing wanted this moment for himself, but everyone else can go fuck themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was like a legacy sequel where this
Yeah.
was like one last ride for Channing Tatum,
Yeah.
and not for
That's it.
anybody
Yes,
else.
yeah,
And like the rest of the
absolutely.
movie didn't matter.
And that's what I mean, right? Like all I could think about when I was watching the movie, I was just like, oh, this movie was hit hard by the pandemic. because like you
Oh,
have
right
it
at the beginning.
right at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? But like you could tell after that because like you have them in a moment for in Miami, and then all of a sudden they fuck off to London.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you see that the other guys aren't in it, so obviously they couldn't get them because of the pandemic, and they
Yeah.
could only
And the
they could only
stupid
get
ode to Zoom. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
it's like
you're
giving
doing that, but
COVID
like
vibes.
you
It
could.
was like trauma.
It was and that's what it was. You could tell they had an idea for this, and
Yeah.
they had to spin it again because their whole production was fucked because of pandemic. And that's why they went to Europe, right? Because like the restrictions were less tight in
they
in
were
London.
they were able to do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
That said, who do we think who's the MVP of this movie?
Victor the Butler.
100% it's Victor.
100%,
That guy is the G.
The Butler was amazing.
Okay, yeah,
He's incredible.
yeah.
Everybody else was fine. Vic crushing his role.
Just crushing
He did us justice with his role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I loved it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get his
His
Yeah, he
name.
wasn't even like
name.
listed properly in the credits. That
Yeah.
kind of bothered me too. I was like, you listed everybody else properly, but not
You want to try and say this one? I don't think I'm going to
Let
be
me
able
see.
to.
Ayub.
Oh boy. Ayub
Ayub
Kondin.
Yeah, Ayub Kondin.
Apologies if we.
That's him? Doesn't
Yeah,
he look like him?
Yeah, right.
Well, I
he
guess
was-
put a beard on him.
Yeah, put a beard on him, and but he was so good, and he doesn't
He was
even have that
great.
many. He doesn't have any that many credits on
Honestly,
Letterboxd here,
the
but he
second
fucking killed it.
MVP for me was Salma Hayek's outfits.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
Or
yes.
just so much.
She
in general.
loves fuchsia,
Yeah.
okay?
She
It
definitely
works on
does.
her.
Fuchsia.
Also, shout out to Suavemente. Like,
Big shout out to Suavemente.
I was gonna say, that was Melissa's
Big shout out.
favorite
when she
part.
said
I was thinking
I
of
was
you.
like, oh my
We
god,
both
what?
looked at each other and just like,
You're
I was
discussing it. I was
thinking
like
of you.
side eyeing Tony and Mel. Like,
It's
I
such,
instantly thought of you.
such an iconic, like, a Spanish song,
Yeah.
and like, not a lot of people know about it. Like, it's a little older, so like, obviously she knows about it. So like, when they were talking and they said Suavemente, I was like, oh, what? And then
Yeah.
they played it. I was like, oh, like I was excited.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's,
thought of you both. But
yes.
I was kind of hoping that was going to be like in the actual show. Like I was like, they teased us,
Yeah,
and I was
I
like,
know.
okay, can't wait to see this later.
Yes, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
I was also. I mean, as a staple of the Magic Mike series, they had to use "Pony" by
Of
Genuine.
course.
of course.
Yeah.
But also, you
Absolutely.
didn't see that either. It was like, oh no, Pony's on, and it was like, what are they doing? And just kind of like
Dancing,
With
taking
no
off
butt.
their shirts,
Shirt, yeah.
Not taking off their
thanks.
pants.
And also, that followed the hot, soaking, wet pool
Yes.
dance sequence, but that stage was dry as a bone. Also,
they had the vacuum. They had the power vacuums.
what the fuck was that intermission tag?
Oh my
God,
was
dude.
Oh, I know, with the cat.
What
I
was
was here for the cats, but
What was
like,
it for the cat? What was it doing?
It was so
It was weird.
random.
It was a
It
weird one.
was.
Did you guys, did you when you saw it, Daniel? Did you have the little like intro with Salma Hayek and Channing Tatum?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
That was everything.
That was
That was fun.
everything.
That was fun. I like that.
Because I feel
will-
like that was unscripted. They were just like, you have to do an
Yes.
intro, and they were like, okay.
Yeah, and he was just kind of like looking,
Like-
like she's saying whatever,
And he's
yeah.
just repeating it.
Yeah, we had that.
What I will say though, they like Salma Hayek was like, we wanted you to feel like you were there, enjoying the experience. I will say that when they were doing the show, I felt
I felt like I was
yes.
Like I was
watching, a show.
watching. It
but I don't
made-
want that though.
absolutely.
That feels like I'm at like, so you think you can dance?
Yes.
Yeah, or like, I'm watching a Broadway play that's
Yeah.
being broadcast
No.
live.
It did. It
Why?
made me want more, just like you
Yeah.
said, and it made me. I told Tony when we walked out, I was like, it just kind of makes me want to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Like I'm good. I'm booking a trip.
You also
Like,
have to keep in mind they're in London. London's not very like the whole English culture is very like they're not very sex positive
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
right?
They are. I feel like they're very
The British,
like,
the British are very
yeah.
hush hush about everything.
No, I think they're very
Stuffy
like,
snobby.
They're very they're
1%.
stuffy
Yeah.
the one percenters, right? So they had to do a tape. You're not going to have a hardcore stripping show. You're going to have like it has to be like almost tasteful. There has to be a reason for the
I don't know,
and
man.
I think that's what
Right?
that was what they were trying to do, though. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why there was no butt, because they were trying to be tasteful. That's what Salma Hayek was trying to
again,
do.
very
sure, they were trying to be
like
it
like
was
sure
all,
about
like,
it.
Yeah.
very.
It wasn't supposed to be dirty. It was they're
vibes.
not
That's all I'm
supposed to be
gonna
like
say.
dirty
I'm
and
not
like
going to say anything else.
Daniel doesn't want to get canceled his
Yeah.
first episode.
That's
I'm
fair.
just
That's
gonna
fair.
say it was giving me, yeah.
I have one niche thing. I've been appreciating studios using old logos.
oh, I love it. Then they
Love
did
it.
it. They did it for everyone, and
Every
I fucking
single one,
loved
and I
it.
love it. I love the old Warner logo.
Yeah.
It's great. that's a really niche thing that no one cares about, but I care about it because I love the old logos because the new ones kind of suck.
Yeah, definitely.
And the other thing is, I need to talk about the crowd.
Oh my God, the crowd.
Did you guys have a lot of people in your theater when you watched it?
It was like probably more than half. Like,
Yeah.
it was not
Okay.
full,
I'd say, or
but
at
it was
least,
more than half.
3/4.
We were 3/4. It was
Yeah.
fucking insane. Like that was the
Yeah.
busiest movie that I've been to
No,
since the
ours was,
pandemic
like,
started.
Like the whole row in front of us, like 2 rows in front of us was empty. Like it was probably like
We were all
We were
surrounded.
really- it was so
we were
busy.
surrounded.
Yeah.
I think that is the first time I've been that surrounded.
yeah,
in a theater.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Well,
But-
maybe not a TIFF.
Not even like TIFF. I don't really count
No, we
TIFF
leave
as
TIFF alone.
like
Yes,
TIFF
that's
is a
true.
different
Okay.
experience. But not even in Avatar where we were surrounded. We still had
Yeah,
people
yeah,
empty
yeah.
spots around
Yeah.
us in Avatar.
I will say though, it was an experience to watch it with people. I'm glad we watched it with people. It made the
Yes.
viewing experience better.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Yeah, we went opening night and like
moment-
I'm glad we did.
The moment, the first time Channing Tatum took off his shirt, the woman in front of us was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, she was living.
Yeah.
Like she was
The
living,
woman
like,
in-
yeah,
there was like a
I had a
group
group of cougars sitting behind
Yes.
us,
Yeah.
and they were like living for it.
living for
Yes,
it.
and that's who was sitting in front of us.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a group of 4 women, and they were just
And
having
like they were
the
like
best
whispering,
time.
like the one lady was like, "Now I know what I want for my 50th." Like she like said to her friend next to her when it was the
for it.
opening scene with
Yes.
Channing Tatum, and she's
Yes.
like, "Now I know what I want for my 50th." And I was
Yes.
like, "I'm dying."
Yeah, you do, girl.
Living for
Oh
it.
my
I'm
God.
living for it.
Oh, and the people beside us who were like in their like high heels and like stumbling out like partway
my
through to go
God.
pee, and we're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah,
come
we
on,
had
guys.
like
Oh,
fun
I
people in our
the empty water, the wine bottles that are
Yeah.
like hitting the floor.
Yeah.
What happens in
Oh,
Hamilton?
they were
at the
getting fucked
theater?
up.
They were getting rowdy.
fucked up.
No, we had a group of, I want to say they were probably like 16, maybe younger. They snuck in, like, you know, the theater
Yeah,
hoppers.
Yeah.
And they sat down, and like it was at like a scene when it was like, ugh, they were like planning the show or whatever. And they were there for like 10 minutes, and then they got up and left. And I was like, yeah, I know, honey, I'm
makes sense.
disappointed too. Don't worry.
There's not enough buy.
Yeah, they
You
probably
came in at
snuck
the
in
wrong
there like,
moment.
oh, we want to see like Channing Tatum. I was like, no, you're not going to see
No,
it.
you're not gonna
Sorry.
see the end.
So they
Sorry.
left.
Gotta wait.
Yeah.
Gotta wait.
Yeah. The rowdiness of the theater was great. I think I said to you guys on the way out, I'm like, man, I'm surprised. I could probably find my second wife here. Like, this is just like, this is insane.
This is your moment, James.
But also, I need to talk about fucking
love
Chuckles McGee
Oh,
that was
fucking
behind
peanut
us for half
gallery.
an
I
hour.
wanted to sock him so badly.
Every
There was this
single time there was
right
a
behind
quiet
us, yeah.
moment. It's just like, yeah,
What
I'm
did he
gonna,
do?
He's like, what are you gonna do to me? He's like, oh, you know what he's gonna do to you.
It's like, buddy,
Like,
come-
Yeah,
the,
one
the
of those.
females
I
in the
hate
room here
that.
did not come for your bullshit comments. They
Oh.
came to see some naked men.
Yeah.
Literally,
He
and
just got dragged by his wife, and so he was like trying to
Yeah.
like be funny.
if
like-
he has a wife, I'm
No
so
one
sorry for
laughed.
him.
No one was
Absolutely
laughing.
nobody laughed.
I wanted to
It
pour
was
my
just
drink
like,
on his lap.
oh my
I literally
God.
did.
Shut
Seriously,
up.
he was so annoying.
The longer the movie went, though, the less he did it because I finally I feel
probably
like the
fell
movie just
asleep.
like kind of beat him to death.
I was tired after work, low-key.
Yeah.
I was like almost falling asleep at
Yeah.
some parts. I was like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh
Friday
man,
night,
I was
long
in it.
week.
I was on the
We-
edge of my seat the entire time.
We got out of the movie. Daniel and I, like the 3 of us went, and then Daniel obviously went.
Yeah.
Did you go Friday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh, it
got
was
out of
Friday.
the movie the same time,
Yeah,
and he texted
I
me. He's like, "Did
messaged
you
you.
just get out of the movie at the same time as me?" And I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, sure did."
Yeah.
I love that.
So
love that for you guys.
It was a time.
It was a time. When you
Yes.
said that, it was like, it was a time.
It was a
Time.
time.
It was a time.
So it sounds like we enjoyed our experiences.
yes.
Yeah. I'm not saying go see it in theaters. I mean, if
No.
you're gonna go see
You
it in
don't need
theaters,
to. You don't need to.
check the seating map first. If it's
Yes.
pretty full, then go.
Then
You'll
go.
probably
You
have a
need
good
it.
time.
Yeah.
You need the
But,
crowd.
Otherwise, just wait for it. I mean, it's Magic Mike, I guess.
It was still better than the first one. I would take the third one over the first one any day of the week.
Yeah.
You would?
I hated the first one, Daniel. The first one was a pile of shit.
But the first one had more stripping, and
The-
that's
But
why
it's
we
not
like
even-
it.
but, like,
I'm not,
it's not
I'm
even-
not,
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna sit
watching
there
it
for
for
it,
the
yeah.
stripping.
Not
I'd
even
rather see it.
because of-
I think
Obviously.
interpretive dance is a
No.
lot hotter than just guys just flapping their fucking dicks.
But
in
it
the wind.
wasn't even so much just because of the stripping. I don't know. I just feel like even though the storyline was Garbo, at least it was like following the Garbo-ness.
Yeah.
Whereas, like in
Yeah.
the third
It-
one,
it
I just was like,
committed
I
to
don't
it.
want this to be the
Yeah.
movie. Like I was upset.
No.
Like once I realized that this is what the movie was going to be about, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want this. And like my friend was the same. Like she was like, is this what this is?
Yeah.
Like she
And
literally
it
turned
was,
to me
yeah.
halfway through the movie and she's like, what is happening? With the voiceover. She could
voiceover.
not with the
Fuck,
voiceover.
I cannot.
Yeah.
Fuck voiceover.
cannot.
Can he just release the fucking like a director's cut with like Sans
with
voice?
no
Sans
voiceover.
voiceover.
Yeah.
We'll probably bump that up a star. We fucking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, there was one thing I did want to mention about Magic Mike though that
Yes.
I can't get out of my brain.
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey's cum gutters. Because
no.
what the shit? That guy, holy shit, he's like, good for him.
Good for him.
And I know that was like right on the heels of like Dallas Buyers,
Yes,
and like then he got an
definitely.
Oscar, and then he didn't have to do this
And
shit
he had his
anymore.
nice tight
Oh yeah.
Yes.
at the end.
Oh yeah.
We love.
He was crushing it.
He was crushing it.
Also, as a note to that as well in XXL, because I forgot to talk about this as well, and I just kind of wanted to mention it. I loved how they wrote everybody out
Oh,
that needed to be
Oh
gone.
my God.
Like just
Tony forgot. He goes,
Yes.
oh, they killed off Matthew McConaughey?
Nope.
And then after, like, you find out he's not dead.
With
And I was
Alex
like,
Pettifer,
oh my
gone,
God.
just
I'm
written
glad
off
they didn't
in
bring
like
him
4
back.
lines of
Like,
dialogue.
fucking, like,
Yeah.
fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew McConaughey can come back, but like
Well,
he's
he
never
was
going
like the
to.
villain. He
Fucking
was like the
fuck it.
villain of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But anyway, I just thought that was fun. But so wait for it.
Wait for it.
PVOD it.
Yeah.
Stream it. Whatever the fuck
Stream
it
it,
ends up being.
see it with a bunch of people.
If you can.
If you can. Yeah.
Or like if it comes on streaming, then get a bunch of people together and watch it and have a laugh through it and enjoy
Magic
yourself.
Magic
Scream,
Mike party.
cheer.
Yeah, cheer,
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
whatever. Do your dances.
Have a Magic Mike marathon
Honestly,
if you really want
don't.
to. Put a
just
towel
go to
down.
Vegas. It's just
Just
better.
go to Vegas.
See the
Just
Magic
gonna-
Mike live
That's
show
what I
in
mean.
Vegas.
I'm just going to go
Yeah.
to Vegas and see the show.
There it is.
Apparently, some of those dancers were actual like dancers from the show. So
Oh, that actually would make
Yeah,
Then
sense.
Mhm.
there we go.
there you go.
We're going to Vegas
We're going to Vegas
for the Magic Mike show.
All right.
live.
Absolutely.
We'll record a podcast live
There
in
you go.
Vegas.
There you go.
Vegas from the show.
Yeah.
The show.
Also, one thing I wanted to point out, you guys mentioned it, and I forgot to say something when you
Yeah.
guys were talking about it. Tito's show at the in XXL when he like shoots the whipped cream.
Oh yes.
I literally
Yeah.
turned to Melissa and I was just like, I hope those women consented to be fucking sprayed with whipped cream because like
so much whipped
and,
cream.
like the
They
chocolate and
did.
stuff. Like,
Yeah,
are they
there's
gonna
so
get hosed
much.
down later, or are they supposed
Yeah.
to just go home with
I
like
know.
Or I
happy
guess
chocolate on
those
their
movies
thighs?
were like pre-consent.
Yeah.
Because and then the third one we're like, ooh.
Yeah, can't do
Oh
that.
my God. Oh my God. And then in the third one, when the song was Permission, and it's like all about
I know.
permission. I was
That's-
like,
Oh,
that's
that was what I was not gonna go with. I didn't want to go there,
I
but
didn't put two and two together
Oh,
until
I
you
did
guys just
right
said it
away,
right
and I
now.
literally was like, oh, "We get
Yeah.
it." And then
I love it.
I was like, honestly, if it was me, just take me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need any. Don't even
Yes.
ask. Like, just I'm ready.
Yes.
Like,
Absolutely.
That's
I'm
what
just dying. Oh wow.
well,
That was a good
That's
call.
good.
That was a good talk.
That was good
Yeah.
talk.
Good talk, guys. Good talk.
We got there. I'm happy about it.
yeah.
So,
We're gonna have a return to a favorite segment.
well, I mean, it's a segment,
A
but
segment.
It's Tony's New Blues.
I guess
What
so.
a weird thing.
Tony
let's
has
go.
a lot of segments on this show. Like,
Let's go with Dave's New Blues
It's-
featuring Tony.
Dave's New Blues, as hosted by Tony.
Yes.
Let's do it.
What did that boy buy? It's Dave's New Blues.
okay, Tony.
What do you have?
So I got a new Blu-ray this week.
You did.
Thanks to my big brother Dave.
So it is kind of Dave's New
It
Blues.
is kind of
It's
Dave's
just
New Blues.
it's given to Tony.
It's a show and tell because I have it here right with me.
Oh, I
It is
love
the limited edition Vinegar Syndrome.
Thank you. I was going to ask which fucking boutique house put this one out.
It's a film from the 80s from Stuart Gordon. It is From Beyond.
What the fuck,
Right?
man?
Look
What
at this-
even is
look at
this?
this
a lot
fucking
happening
case.
on
Look
that
at this
cover.
case.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I paid an extra $20 just to have this case.
You paid an extra $20
I'm so
for
glad
No,
that
it was like
case?
10. It was
hard-earned
like 10.
money
It
I'm
was
so
like
glad
10.
he's telling this on live on
So
the podcast.
Mel can't like yell at you that
I
much.
know.
I
But in her head, she's fuming.
She's fuming.
$20.
This is going.
We're gonna be talking about this after, honey.
It is a 3-disc 4K Blu-ray.
3 discs.
Yes, it is
For a movie I've never heard of.
What are on the other 2 discs?
I've
It's all
never heard
special
of it
There's
either.
all special features. It contains the director's cut of the film, which is amazing because I really
Okay.
want to see that.
Sure.
And there's just a bunch of like interviews, features, featurettes, and stuff. Talking with Stuart Gordon, Jeffrey Combs, who is I'm a big fan
yeah.
of. This movie's fucking great. I talked about it during Halloween. I talked
Yeah.
about it during our year review.
Yeah.
This, if you liked Reanimator, you'll like this because like I said, it is Stuart Gordon. Jeffrey Combs is the lead. Barbara
Cool.
Crampton is in it
Yeah.
as well. It's a fun time. It's wild. It's outlandish. It's
Yeah.
fucking graphic as hell.
All right.
James, I'm gonna bring it over. We're gonna watch it on your TV. I
I'm
need
in.
to see how the transfer is.
Yeah,
It looks this whole thing looks fucking beautiful. I cannot wait.
Let's do it.
Definitely seek it out. I think it might still be on Vinegar Syndrome, but this was definitely a limited edition case, so you might be able to get the standard edition, maybe not
Where
the
you don't
fancy
have to pay
case.
$20 extra.
Yeah,
Save yourself the money.
For paper.
And for our audience, like,
Recycled cardboard.
because you can't see it, I'm telling you right now that the actual artwork that is in the slipcover is the same.
Yeah, just so everyone knows. You should actually just post a photo of this when you release the episode so
Yeah,
people can
literally,
understand my
yeah.
pain.
Can I feel it? I want to touch it.
There you go.
boss?
He wants to touch it.
It's matte.
No,
it's
it's
very
not.
nice.
Oh, just this part is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, it looked like the letters were a little raised. Okay, fine.
Dave also
Wow.
bought this, so he
I know
does
he
have
did.
a copy.
Like,
Of
do
course
you
he
like
does.
hold on to this case like while you watch the movie? Like,
Clutch it.
why is
Like
it
his
so
holy Bible.
special?
You know what?
It's very nice.
Tony
I'm a
decided
collector.
that
Yes, I know.
we're not going to eat this week. He wanted to buy his case, so
Oh, you
There you
guys
go.
thought you were gonna like order it in this week? No,
That's
$20
your
is
bin
right
min.
there.
That's bin
Exactly.
min right there.
right there it is.
gosh.
Shout out to Bin Min.
Sponsored by Bin Min.
Okay, so
I
are you coming
wish.
over to watch this?
Let's do it sometime soon.
Excellent.
We need to watch it.
Excellent. I'm
for
in.
sure.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I have no idea what the fuck it is, and I'm just now excited to watch it because sure, I'm in.
I can't fucking
As
wait.
long as when you guys do watch it,
Yeah.
just send me a photo of somebody clutching the case
It'll be Tony.
while you're watching it. Yeah.
It'll be Tony.
Get your $20 worth
Yeah,
of that
absolutely.
case.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that like Tony doesn't put these like special cases in like its own like little like
Don't
vault.
give her any-
I think they're in, aren't they in like a fireproof thing downstairs?
No, they're
Fireproof,
not.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
Locker,
wish.
isn't it like flame retardant or something?
It should be.
It should be.
Should be.
No, don't give him any ideas,
That would
Daniel.
be the first thing that Tony would take if there was a fire. Luna and the movies.
Tony's
Oh,
gonna turn.
it's okay. I'm just burning in the back.
Literally.
Don't worry about you.
He would just take
You
that
figure it
whole
out.
case from
Yeah.
the wall, like outside.
With the cat in one hand and the case of
He's
movies in
gonna
another.
turn your cold room in the basement into an actual vault. He's gonna put in a vault door, insulate it, fireproof it, and that's where all the movies will go. If,
Yeah.
if
You're
he's
giving-
like, "What are we?" You're gonna have to start asking, "What are we watching today?"
yeah.
From the vault.
Forget a
From the
wine
vault.
cellar. They have a movie cellar.
Yeah.
There
Don't
you
you're
go.
giving him ideas, but you're also giving Dave ideas.
Oh yeah.
Dave
And
listening to this?
Alyssa's
I'm
gonna
so
kill
sorry,
him.
Alyssa. All of that cold room is gonna move out into where their laundry room is, and that
It's just gonna be
for
all
movies.
movies. Oh god.
Oh my god.
Fire resistant.
That's funny.
Well,
Wow.
That was a good episode.
That was a good
everyone.
episode.
was.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
out.
for having
Yes.
us. That was a lot of fun.
It
Do you guys
was.
have any Valentine's Day suggestions? Because when this episode drops, it'll be
It will
Valentine's
be
Day.
Valentine's Day.
Oh,
What
for a
do you-
movie?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
What's your what are you recommending to our audience for a Valentine's Day banger?
Okay, so-
Honestly, Moonstruck, if you haven't seen it.
Yes.
Even though you don't, that movie, you don't even need to watch on Valentine's Day. You can watch it whenever.
Yeah.
my favorite movie of like all time is About Time. And it's
Okay.
if you haven't
Oh,
seen
okay.
it, it's literally my favorite movie. I love it so much.
A little bit of
And-
romance, a little bit of time travel.
It's just so beautiful. I love the
Yeah.
message, and like I don't even care if it's a shitty like movie like plot wise. It's just I love the message and it's amazing. So please go see that. It's called
Awesome.
About Time with Rachel McAdams and
Yeah.
the other dude. I can't remember his name right now.
Good call.
But
Gleason.
yes, him.
Good call. Those are good recs.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good Valentine's Day.
James?
What about you?
I've been kind of racking my brain trying to think of like a movie that I would like to watch on Valentine's Day.
Sorry, Dom
What?
Hall.
Dom Hall?
Don Hall?
Dom Hall Gleason.
Dom Hall Gleason.
Yeah.
Not Dominic. Sorry about that,
Dom
buddy.
Hall. It's Dom Hall.
Yeah, because he's tuning in.
Friend of the podcast, Dom Hall Gleason.
Friend of the podcast, Dom Hall Gleason. I was trying to think of like what I would watch on a Valentine's Day.
I like the anti. I'm kind of heartless when it comes to Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
the anti
My
Valentine's
husband,
Day.
ladies and gentlemen.
What's your anti-Valentine's
I would
Day?
say 500 Days of Summer. That one's a good one to
Okay,
watch.
that's a good
And
one.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Those are two good ones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give one of each, an anti and a kind of an anti, but I just because I haven't seen it in a while, I've been thinking about it a lot. Juno,
Yeah, that's a good
I
one
I
for
haven't
sure.
seen that in a long
That was a
time.
good one.
yeah, Juno, and my all-time fave, Romeo plus Juliet. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo plus
Oh
Juliet.
my gosh.
With
Amazing.
Heartthrob Leo.
I've never seen it. Never seen
that
it.
one.
Yes.
I've seen that movie, and
loves that
I
one.
love
She
that
loves
movie.
that.
Yes.
It's a good movie.
It's so fucking good.
We're watching it.
I haven't seen it.
We're watching
I
it.
haven't seen
You
it.
haven't
Let's do it.
seen
Never
Baz
seen it.
Luhrmann's
it.
Romeo and Juliet? What is
Never seen-
wrong with you?
I know. But do I need to pull out the fucking playbook of the movies that you haven't seen?
It's true. You don't start with me, but I can't believe you haven't seen that.
Yeah. So that's
Cinema, Tony.
Cinema. That's going to the top of the list.
Yes.
Yep.
Just go down to Baz Luhrmann route. Just, Romeo and
Jesus
Juliet,
Christ.
Moulin Rouge,
Great Gatsby.
Great Gatsby.
Finish it off with Elvis.
Finish
Again.
it off with, the fever dream that is Elvis.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
That's good
But-
rec. Those are good recs, everybody.
Good Rex.
Hope everyone has a really good Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hug your loved ones close so
Yeah.
you get to have some time.
Heck yeah.
yeah.
National Day of Love. Love.
Eat some
It's the only day that
good
you can love.
food.
It's the only day
the
you can
only
love.
day.
Fuck it. They
Hallmark
don't-
invented a fucking holiday just for people to
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. And buy greeting cards.
Exactly.
And eat
And
food.
And
flowers.
eat chocolate. Yeah.
And buy very, very trashy lingerie.
That depends on the person. I mean, you don't have to buy trashy lingerie. You
I
can
guess
buy
Melissa
very
knows what
nice
she's
lingerie.
getting for
But
Valentine's
also,
Day.
were you trying to say that
Is it
all of
from
the lingerie
Shein?
that Melissa has is trashy?
Can we not talk
Sponsored
about
by
my
Shein.
Are
lingerie?
we really? Are you really going there?
You went there, sir.
Keep my wife's
dear.
name out your goddamn mouth.
Oh my god.
I'm calling you out.
Okay.
Okay, people.
Well, on
we're
that
good.
note,
We're
everybody.
good.
All right.
0 in 2 weeks.
Calm down, gentlemen.
Later.
Can't wait for the next episode. That one's going to be me live from Florida.
Nice.
And we were talking about a woodland creature.
But don't spoil it.
That's all I'm saying. It's just a
Very
woodland
good.
creature.
All
All
right.
right.
I'm excited.
Very excited.
Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you so much.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone, for
Daniel. Thank you,
listening.
Melissa.
Happy Valentine's
Our
Day.
pleasure.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Bye.